we're rolling up Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body.
So I kept sitting here every time I was doing videos and stuff where I was on, what do you call it?
All those shows that aren't this one.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. I was uncomfortable in the way things were aligned. It's like I was leaning into the camera view and there was like a tripod over there that was in the way and stuff. So I literally ripped everything out and reoriented everything. I just reversed. I realized like I had everything on this wall. I had like the camera and everything that's in front of me right now. It was all over here on this wall.
Yeah.
But this is an entirely...
So you rotated your desk.
Yeah,
I took everything 180 degrees because I had this big blank empty wall and I was going...
Prime real estate.
But that's where all the stuff should go. And this is where my workspace should be, right?
Yeah.
So on this wall here, there's the bathroom door is just to my left here. So this wall's a lot shorter.
You got a bathroom in there? Nice.
Yeah. But the table that I'm working on fit right on that wall. And I was like, this is where this desk should be, right? Yeah. So now I've got like a desk here and a desk there and all this empty real estate. I just haven't taken, so everything moved into the basement so I could figure it out. And I just literally haven't pulled everything back up to put on the walls and everything else. The display cases down there, all the figures are down there. And I've got like all the shit in the corner that's still in boxes that I haven't taken out yet, right? So
it's something to look at.
Yeah. It's just, and that's just sort of speaks to like how busy I've been that I haven't had the time to even, set up that wall. I know exactly what I want to do with it. I just haven't had time to fucking do it. So
you're going to fill that wall with blood ladens? You're going to go buy all the blood ladens?
Blood ladens? No, I'm probably going to... Actually, I think I might just go with Billy's. I've got a couple of Besta cabinets right now, but I think I'm just going with Billy's. Though I don't... Like those Bloodens or whatever they're called, like they look okay, but like you and I were talking about, they're
smaller.
They're
smaller.
They're smaller
a
little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
No,
you kind of go. I don't think I want to do this, right? So
you can actually fit one of them inside of a Detolf. So they are so much smaller they'll fit in a Detolf.
Yeah.
So that's a display I want to see.
Yeah.
And then you put your collection inside the blah blah blah.
So the double protection,
extra soundproof. It's soundproof.
Yeah. See, and I was thinking about that too, like with the Billies and stuff, like the book shelving. I was like, one of the biggest draws to a Detolf and stuff like that is losing the dusting. You don't have to dust as much. I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure I'm smart enough to figure out how to put a fucking plexiglass front on a bookshelf. I'll
just buy the doors.
I know, guys.
No, I just want one big plexiglass that just swings open, kind of like a Magic case. I was thinking about magnetic locking it and everything, and having it hermetically sealed so no dust gets in that motherfucker.
I know guys that just use Velcro. They just Velcro 1, 2, 3 strips, right? And they just peel it off when they want to get in or dust or put a figure in there or whatever, right? But you're right, like at least it keeps the dust off. But apparently IKEA is coming out with single glass doors for the Billy book
for the full size
too. So
there's gonna have to be some hefty hinges. Make sure they can handle that much swinging weight.
Yeah.
Because I want to do that. So all my statue Billies, because they're the skinny ones, I do want to go ahead and get those glass doors for them. Even though they have the little break in the middle, but that's where the center shelf is, anyways. It doesn't matter. So, but I think like at least for the statues, those will look fine behind the glass, and also keep me up from having to dust those motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they just take the weather stripping and put it around the edge of all those doors, so that way they seal totally.
That's what I was thinking, like hermetically seal them up so no dust gets in the motherfuckers.
Yeah. And some people did that with Detolf. What the problem is that that stands out like a sore thumb because it's all glass.
You see everything, And that's kind of what I liked about the Belongs was that black trim kind of
hides it.
That empty space and stuff, So. Which, but you're right. They're that much smaller that it's kind of irritating. So
the only thing I'm trying to figure out,
they're not even as tall. That's the crazy part.
I'm thinking about like if I do that, like I'm gonna drill a couple of vent holes on the top because I'm worried about overheating from the lights. Because if you seal it in there, you're trapping all that heat.
No, it's not. But it's not sealed. There's actually channels in that black frame.
I mean,
it can run wires and stuff.
I'm talking about on a bookshelf. Like
if your display lights are putting out that much heat, you've got a problem.
Well, it's not one light. It's going to be strips and strips of fucking lights, multiple.
Yeah, but it's all LED, right? I mean, it shouldn't.
So it doesn't release that much heat.
Well, LEDs can get warm, but not to that scary degree.
I would try it out first, Ricky, before you go drilling holes and stuff.
Let me. I can dig back through my YouTube history and find the guy who like bought one and rigged it with lights and everything, showed the process and did the comparison with the Detolfs. He even took the collection from one of his Detolfs to see how it would fit. And like he ended up actually having to like he had anime statues like like 1 or 2 per shelf, and the ones that were like 2 per shelf fit, but now they're like really crammed. The 3s they basically he had to like reorient them in to make them all fit. But then the idea of the adjustable shelves, which are only adjustable by like 6 inches at a time, is kind of annoying. So it's like if you had like the Billies have, where you can just kind of insert them anywhere, so you can move the pegs around. They are movable technically, they're not even pegs. They're like little clamps that hold the shelves in place. But like the fact that the glass is thinner and more flexible means you can't put as heavy as shit in there. You're not going to be putting a fucking combiner in that shit.
Which is scary to begin with, because they've already had people with Detolfs having the glass shatter. I can't imagine fucking putting a thinner piece of glass.
Yeah.
And like it's the sides. Did you see that one Mike Kincaid's one time? His side shattered in.
Yeah, no, I've seen the doors shatter. I've seen the sides shatter. Usually, it's due to the fact they're either over tensioned,
temperature changing,
and that too. Yeah, it's both. It's like most people over tighten. I always make sure whenever I assemble them, like I'm going to back that off just half a turn,
just a little bit,
just a little bit, because like you start seeing that shit flex, but also like people will way over tighten the doors. Like I know they got to be tight, but they'll way over tighten it, and then the temperature change. Which, given Texas, the funny thing is, I got mine all against the window, so they get the heat from outside, but there ain't shit in them except for boxes. So I did have a weird thought a little while ago, and I wanted to put it out there into the universe. There was once a time.
Wait, do I need my tinfoil hat?
You don't need a tinfoil hat for this.
Right.
Well, you might have been there.
I know this one. There once was a man from Nantucket.
No. I mean, there might have been, but as far as I know.
There once was a girl from Zealand. Like, I know this. This is a setup to a joke. I know this one.
This is not a setup to a joke. This is a legit thought that I had that was weird. So we the 3 of us here, and many of you out there listening, all 14 of you.
Hi, 14 motherfuckers.
Because
I think you're.
No. I'm counting them twice to get the views.
Okay.
So there once was a time in this world where a movie came out to the theater, and you went and saw it.
Yep.
And a year later, you found a copy of it.
No, and then you never got to see it again because there was no home video.
Yep.
That was called Great Depression, man. Nobody wants to talk about that shit.
Like, no, but it's a weird concept because we've all grown up, at least the 3 of us specifically have grown up in a world where at bare minimum Betamax existed.
Yeah.
And then VHS, DVD, and all the way to where it's streaming.
At you, Rusty. He just made an old joke because you're the only one.
I feel attacked.
No, because I know that we had a Betamax. Like when I was super little, we had a Betamax, and then it was gone and replaced with a VHS.
My grandparents had Laserdisc. Did you ever guys?
Your grandparents?
The great big friggin' record player.
Smart people didn't buy those.
The rich family that I told y'all about, the one with the DeLorean and all that,
sure.
They had a Laserdisc player like in their home theater set up when they first came out.
We had one at school and we used it twice.
Yeah.
Like because why? It was basically the shiny. It was a shiny record, is really what it turned into.
It was.
Yeah.
It was a precursor to a DVD.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
y'all can thank the porn people for that, because if they'd gone Laserdisc, we'd still be rocking Laserdisc right now.
Porn has made everything better in a weird way. But
they're the one that chose VHS over Betamax. They're the ones that chose DVD over Laserdisc.
They're the ones that choose Blu-ray over HD DVD.
Yep. And then
that's why streaming has gotten so much faster, because they didn't want download times. But back to the original point is, like, it was weird to think that there are movies out there that probably just disappeared because they never got made for fucking home video.
They had a bunch of those fires.
Well, there was the fires and stuff like that, but I just mean like
knocked out the.
Yeah, because
but
like
movies that never made it onto other media.
into any other form of media.
I
That's
will
an
tell you
odd thought.
there's some that are modern that I can't even find copies of. Like there was this one movie, and I'll never forget it. It's Ben Cross, so you know the actor. It's the one who played what you call its dad, the Vulcan, Spock's dad in the movies.
Gotcha.
Ben Cross, that actor, if you saw him, you'd know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He was in a movie in, I think it was the 80s. It was called Twist of Fate, where he was a Nazi officer. He was one of the guys who tried to kill Hitler. When that failed, he had plastic surgery done to make himself look Jewish so that he could hide in the camps. And then when the camps were liberated, he moved and helped set up the state of Israel. Like he ended up becoming like a general in the military. It's a beautiful story. Like the movie's amazing. I remember watching it. My rabbi had an off TV copy of it on VHS. I used to watch all the time when I was a kid. Google that shit online.
What was it
called? The best you can do, Twist of Fate. But there's another movie, Fate. There's another movie called Twist of Fate you can find copies of.
That's all I'm finding. That's all I'm finding is that.
Yep.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a crappy bootleg copy. It's like you have a copy of it and you just keep burning copies of it. That's the only copy you can find.
Well, here's the other thing is it was also a British TV miniseries, so it wasn't even like a movie. So that's probably another. Maybe it was lost in
England,
one of those BBC fires.
Yeah, but that was a great fucking movie, and like the only copies I ever found were like these shit copies. Like I wanted it on DVD. Like I went through this phase where I was buying a bunch of old movies that I remember from when I was a kid, and it was like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, the good one. I found that one, but even that feels kind of bootleggers. Like if I got the DVD, it looks like they kind of printed the cover off of their fucking home printer and just burned a disc and put it in there. But at least it works. And then my ex-wife, ironically, one of the nicest things she ever did for me when I was looking for this, she went online and ordered me one.
Oh, John Glover was in it too. Bruce Greenwood. Damn, there's a lot of good people in this.
Yeah, there's good actors. Yeah. It was not a small thing. It was kind of big.
Sarah Jessica Parker's in this.
Yep. It was not a small thing. I think she plays his daughter or the son's girlfriend or something.
Weird.
Yeah. Like I haven't seen that movie in probably 30 years or more, but I used to love that movie.
Interesting.
And find a copy of it's trash. I have in here somewhere. One of those, remember the burnable CDs, like the orange and blue cases where it was just the little shells? I have that with a disc in there that's just handwritten Twist of Fate on it, and it is the trashiest fucking bootleg copy of that movie.
Classic.
So at some point there was a VHS version of it, but probably not very much. But there's
but it didn't get saved and put into DVDs, nothing. Like it's horrible. Like I don't care if it's a DVD. My PlayStation plays DVDs.
So the question is, what happened to the masters? Why is nobody bothered?
It might just be stashed away somewhere because they didn't make enough sales off of it, so they didn't think it was worth putting on DVD. But I've seen some stupid shit on DVD. And I'm mad.
If Robot Jocks could make it to fucking DVD, then that movie should definitely.
Yeah. But that stuff like that. And then there's like, it's really weird to think about, like you were talking about, like movies only being able to see one time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like let's go back to like the 30s and 40s. Like
that's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
you had Wizard of Oz, King Kong, all these huge, massive, considered film, gold back in the day. Mm-hmm. Like the way they did it kept coming out to theaters.
Yeah, they just put it back again. Yeah.
They'd play it for a couple months each year, and then the next year they'd pull it back out, dust it off, and run it through again.
Yeah, well, it also would make the rotations in a way. Like, so there weren't as many copies, so it literally was basically moving in waves. So, like, it would take 2 years to get across the country and then go back, basically. It's kind of how it worked, almost like a traveling circus.
And it's we had too much content. I think that's the biggest difference. Is back then they didn't have that much. It took longer to make movies. It took longer for movies to work through that process.
Yeah, everything about it.
And that's why you had such high quality shit that still 100 years later people think are great movies. It's because they weren't cranking out 500 movies a day. Yeah, clicking all control delete on shit.
Well, ain't nobody writing movies right now, so it is what it is.
Ain't nobody acting either.
I keep forgetting about that.
Well, and part of the thing I forgot about, and we were talking about this the other night, I believe, on the Patreon. Also, shout out to the patrons. Hi, patrons.
Hey, motherfuckers.
Hi.
Send me money.
No. And it was the idea that, like, because some people weren't understanding why the strike was happening. I was like, well, everybody's like, don't they get paid enough? I was like, in some ways, no. But the other part of it is, and now the actors are sort of on board with this, it's the fucking AI applications. Where literally, when studios said, hey, we don't even need writers. We just put a story in here, have somebody, you know, whenever the AI spits it out, we find the one we like, and then we'll just have somebody punch it up or clean it up, and then we're good to go. So the writers went, the fuck you is. And then, of course, going against Joe's wishes, nobody actually wants the Prophet of the Faceless to happen. So when the studios are like, we're just going to resurrect anybody we want. Yeah. We just,
this is the symbol.
You have to cover your face when you do that.
You do like this. Yeah. You talk to it. Prophet of the Faceless.
Yeah, but you cover your whole face when you do it. But the idea that now they just like, well, we have 1 million years of footage of your face. We'll just fucking adapt it in and put it in the computer. And now we know they're resurrecting dead people this way already. They may not be doing
one-time lump sum payment, and we get to use you forever.
Yeah,
like, that's crazy.
But Black Mirror did this. They literally did this shit, and then the uproar that happened within that episode is basically what we're seeing now. And
now, my thing is, the AI is a legitimate argument.
Yeah.
The money is not. I will argue this all day long. What they're wanting is a higher raise because of how much money the movies are making.
Yes,
That's got nothing to do with their writing.
Yeah, they deserve the proper share of the profits.
I don't think they deserve anything. You got paid $2,000 to sit in your fucking pajamas in your living room, take turns between typing out a paragraph, cranking one out in some online porn, type out another paragraph, run and do your groceries, type out another paragraph, crank out another one. What the fuck you need more money for that for? Your job is not hard. You don't need higher pay for that shit.
Well, maybe
comparative to the conversation we just had about jobs that actually have capabilities of hurting somebody for their entire life or even killing them. Like, you know, that job deserves more pay because there's risk involved. What's your risk? Carpal tunnel syndrome? Fucking take a break every once in a while. You'll be okay.
Well,
you don't need more pay for that.
But the idea that they should get paid a little bit higher, you know, in post, because like the idea is everybody else gets residuals, right? So the fucking writers get a one-time fee of a couple $1,000s to write a $2 billion fucking profited movie. Sorry, no.
But the AI also works in their favor, because let's be honest with each other. That AI's been out for a few years. Do you not think that in those few years that shit's been around, some writer didn't use that shit and then turn it in and get paid thousands of dollars for something they didn't even fucking do?
Yeah, it's probably happened. I mean, you have to prove that it did. But the idea, basically, you need to outlaw it to a degree for certain uses. But like the same thing now, kids have been doing it for fucking writing papers. It's like, basically we've gotten to the point that colleges just don't want you to do term papers anymore because you can just plug it in Chat GPT and you just cheat the whole thing. And because they'll never be 100% the same. And like maybe you include some extra facts you fucking picked up on Wikipedia. Which is
definitely where people should get their facts from.
Well, where do you think Chat GPT gets it from? It's like, it basically will quote fucking articles, as it were, and then just, it's like, but the fact that you can put in, okay, I need this written in the style of this. Like, so basically, if you wanted basically an E.T. sequel, you'd be like, okay, so you put in the original story for E.T., you put in some shit about Steven Spielberg.
But directed by James Cameron.
Yes, you literally, I want E.T. in the style of James Cameron's writing. And then it'll fucking take 2 hours, it'll spit it out, and then you're good to go.
Avatar 3.
Yeah, pretty much. Now we're trying to save the whales again.
Okay.
That was the point of Avatar 2, we're saving the whales again.
Yeah. Avatar 2 was just a knockoff of Voyage Home.
What do you mean?
Star Trek.
Star Trek.
It was about saving the whales.
No, they didn't save the whales for that. They needed the whales to save humanity. It was the other way around.
Whatever.
Still, it was a save the whales movie, regardless of how you, whatever it is.
No, but the fact with that a random space whale on some other planet elsewhere happens to be the same planet that the other very most important thing ever discovered exists. They discovered the cure for aging inside the brain of a whale. Yeah, sure. Right. Science is fucking great. So either way, welcome back to the Now You Made It Awkward podcast, episode 64, and I've got two strangers here with me today.
Who dis?
Yeah, we got a couple of who disses here. New podcast.
I'm new to podcasting. How does this work?
You You sit
Are we
and
live?
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we
Hello?
recording?
Hello.
Hello.
McFly.
Hello. Do you see me? Can you hear me?
Unfortunately.
What happens when I do
Does this
this?
work?
Is this how my camera's supposed to be, like this?
Dude, you need to
I
trim your
already
nose
did
hair.
that joke.
You got to trim your nose hair.
Well, I know you're lying now. I got tweezers, bro.
Yeah. So, yeah. Of course, I am Shoky. You can follow me at all the Shoky-related links down below, including the Patreon that does help support this
Ooh,
and
your
other
links
channels.
are there. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, look.
Start a fucking
Someone
fight in the goddamn chat.
someone shows up for the show every week. Their links stay in the fucking chat. That's weird. And somebody who saved his links narrowly over here, I guess, is Ricky. He's on that
Yo,
way. Yeah,
but mine was legitimate, so I didn't just fuck off.
Ricky's finally back from outer space, and then
Oh god, and boy, do I have a tale to tell when we get to it.
by all means,
Yay!
Since I don't have a whole lot for my week, we'll spend more on you guys because you haven't been here in so long. And then that other voice you're hearing down there, all the way from fucking Canada, we do have he's so rusty he forgot how to get here, mechanic.
Isn't he? I know that guy from the Realm of Collectors channel.
That's right. That is right.
That's right.
He was on. He was
time.
definitely on some realm.
That famous guy from the Realm of Collectors.
I remember that guy from those realm shows that he managed to make it on while also not.
This guy
here.
has cracked the fucking code on subscriptions. We need to get with him. This fucking guy has fucking killed it.
So
I don't even know how.
For now, you can still see Rusty's links also in the description down below. And I forgot to mention Ricky's stuff, so he makes things for Nerd Rage Radio. But then also, he is on the Realm Hatton Project at 9 o'clock on Fridays on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. And then you can occasionally find Rusty doing reviews over on the Rusty Mechanic channel.
Spoiler alert, I probably don't do reviews anymore.
Yeah. That's how I said occasionally. But you can see me actually
very
doing reviews.
occasionally.
I actually did some reviews. So I'm picking up the slack.
I did see you went back to reviewing, huh?
Yeah, I had a couple things that I just said, fuck it. I'm like, I gotta talk about this in a greater detail. But what actually got me...
You went back to reviewing, he gave up on reviewing.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. Well, he got famous. Wow. He got famous on that Realm show, so he had to quit reviewing. But what it came down to...
I didn't get famous on a Realm show.
No.
I guess only Canadians get famous on Realm shows.
Just the one Canadian. Not all Canadians.
The handsome ones? Is that?
Oh, bitch.
So really what it came down to was that I wanted to make use of my set more, and I usually do the out-the-box reactions. And instead of sitting here in front, holding the shit up and whatever, trying to make it work, I said, fuck it, how about I do the way I used to do it, and I'll open it on the set and get a better shot of it. And then that turned into, I needed to review one thing specifically, because they were so small that it was like the only effective way to do it.
That's what she said. Hold on, I want to get that in there. I was talking to my kids, so I muted for a second, but I had to jump in.
Hello, boys. But basically, I've gotten... I'm not going to be doing a buttload of different reviews, but I did put up in the latest in the kitchen video, I said, if you guys want me to actually review these things, let me know in the comments down below. Whopping one person said yes, so I'm going to wait for more.
I was going to say all 14 of you. Hey, no unanswered votes count as yeses.
There you go. No, they don't, because I don't want to have to do. The thing is, I would rather people come over to the Patreon and see me do basically a full review than have to do a full review for free for those two people that we're going to watch it. Yeah. That's the way I look at it. But basically, only have a couple things really from my weeks. I did get in the NECA SDCC Kino and Scooter.
Sorry.
But
what's a Kino?
A Kino is what happens when you can't afford a Casey Jones. So
Kino's the pizza delivery driver from number 2.
No, I like my answer better.
Okay,
gotcha. So I got that
Ernie Reyes Jr.
Yeah, so Ernie Reyes Jr. So I got the cool SDCC pizza fucking box thing. That it's pretty cool. Not gonna lie, the shirt is pointless in my opinion. It's like he's got the shirt and like his Employee of the Month fucking badge and shit. I was like, I don't need all this. I just wanted the fucking figure with the dumb bike. But
is it unnecessaries?
It is.
It sounds like unnecessaries.
It's not even accessories for him. It's accessories for you. So technically, yes, they are unnecessaries. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a meta unnecessary.
That's
hashtag. Hashtag TM.
Trademark, copyright.
TM, copyright. But what pissed me off about it is that the shipping notice said that I was getting my 4-pack of Samurai Turtles as well. So it says, in package, this and this. And then when it came in and it was only Kino, I'm like, what the actual fuck? And then
they stole my toys.
Well, the thing is, what pisses me off, everyone else that I know that ordered both got them both at the same time or within a day of each other. So I emailed NECA and said, hey, where the fuck are my Samurai Turtles? I was like, oh, sorry for the confusion. We're working on shipping those out now. And I'm like, except I can literally see that other people have already received it.
Yeah, I missed my Samurai Turtles, so I'm going to backtrack those bad boys.
Yeah, you have to get on the hard way. You know, they'll be coming out. They'll be coming out in the fucking 2-packs. You know it. So it is what it is.
Probably.
But they, the fact that they said that and like, so in theory, it might just show up like one day. You know, they'll just fucking come in, or I'll get a separate shipping notification. Either way, that shit was like $110. I'd like to fucking get the money back or the actual fucking thing. That'd be great, NECA. Appreciate you. So either way, the other thing is I've been collecting these, my first like actual proper Sentai figures from not Power Rangers, but the original Sentai. Because the American versions were shown off and they suck ass, so I decided to go ahead and buy the Japanese ones before the prices went through the roof of everybody trying to make up for the fact the American ones suck. So I've been doing that via Amazon, and I'm probably going to pick up a couple on eBay because they're just slightly harder to find. It sucks when they sell the collection, like the ones that actually come full of boxed all together, and then you have like the 4 that are individual by themselves, and you got to track those motherfuckers down. So, other than that, I had to spend a fuckload of money on my car this weekend, much like everyone else seems to have been doing lately. Yes, I see your swimming guy.
Frogman with.
Why are you mixing your scuba diver with a fucking spaceship, Ricky?
Because he found it underwater, dude. Didn't you watch Sphere?
Yeah, but he didn't look like a little green UFO. And then you got a tiny jet guy with a huge thing in his ass. So
it's a butt plug.
It is, in fact, a giant butt plug there.
Okay.
The other thing, okay, so I had to put new brakes on my car this weekend, which I did immediately after work Saturday, and it was hot as balls.
Shoki's having a serious conversation where we're playing with toys.
Yeah, well, normally I have a lot of toys out here that I'm messing with, but I cleaned off the desk a little bit. The other thing I got was I got the Best Buy exclusive Sinja from the fucking Ninja Turtles line. It's from the Last Ronin. So they've got the like robotic Foot Clan members that are coming out normally, but they did a Best Buy exclusive one. I was like, fuck, okay. So I bought that Friday and had the wifey take me over there to pick it up when we were done with dinner.
Dude, my Walmart that never has anything has like 5 of those Last Ronin turtles.
Yeah, the regular Last Ronin Michelangelos. Oh, I did pre-order all the current ones.
Spoiler alert, you piece of shit.
It says Michelangelo on the box. It's pretty easy to
Does it?
out. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even look at that. I just saw them.
Yeah. Also related to the Last Ronin, the sequel comic, sequel/prequel comic.
The lastest, most Roninist.
The second Last Ronin.
So it's the Last Ronin Lost.
The last Ronin.
So to make it more confusing, they called it the Last Ronin Lost Days. So it actually tells the story. Yeah.
Second to last Ronin.
Which is still not technically true.
Keep going backwards, and each one is one of them dying.
Yeah. They did that in the Last Ronin. So this one is the time between. Yeah. So this is the 5 years or something, whatever it was, in between when everybody died and then when he came back to get revenge. So it's actually how he became the Last Ronin, but at the same time it's the sequel comic, so you're following the next set of turtles in the future of that.
Fucking barf.
So they created a new group of turtles, which are pretty cool. I actually kind of like the new turtles.
They?
Eastman and Laird are whores for letting them do this shit.
Who is they? They is April and Casey.
April and Casey.
Casey's
which are like the kids of the real April and Casey.
No. It's the original April O'Neil, but it's her daughter who trained under. So her daughter trained under the tutelage of like the leftover writings and stuff of the turtles. So she wanted to become a ninja. And then when Mikey came back, he trained her for a brief period of time before he went to go get revenge on his own because he decided to say fuck teamwork. And so after the end of that, she decided to go ahead and mutate 4 new turtles and raise them. So it's like really old ass half cyborg fucking April and her daughter raising these 4 new turtles underground.
So this chick is
her
just
daughter
able to learn.
Her daughter
ninjutsu.
is named Casey.
So she's able to learn ninjutsu by reading a book, and she's also able to mutate turtles
Whoa.
with no scientific experience.
That's how the turtles learned it, was from a book. They have Splinter's. So it's actually Splinter's journal of how Splinter learned ninjutsu. So
only in the movies and post movies, they made it where Splinter watched a ninja master and learned from him. The movies, he learned it by reading scrolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
He found
Splinter trained the turtles in the comics, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he always did, regardless. Yeah.
He always trained them, but originally he found like Bruce Lee's Way of the Water and fucking read that, and then all of a sudden was a ninja master and taught.
And then he found other books along the way, stuff like that. You know, just basically getting better and better. But in this case, so it's Splinter's journal is how Casey, the daughter. So yes, April and Casey the original Casey Jones got married, and then she was pregnant when all this stuff went down, when all the turtles were killed and all this stuff. So she basically had to raise a kid on her own, not knowing any of the. They didn't know.
It's a hard knock life.
Well, the thing is, at this point, when all that went to shit, the Foot Clan came in and took over New York completely, like completely wiped everybody off the map. So in this universe, like they had established like the Hamato clan, and then the what is Splinter's name? No, he's Hamato Yoshi. Then it's either way. So basically, the turtles had a giant organization. They weren't just underground whatever. So like they had people in Japan, they had people in China, all over the fucking world.
They did Batman Incorporated with Ninja
They did
Turtles.
Batman Incorporated with Ninja Turtles basically. So when the Foot Clan decided to abandon the treaty and just decide to murder the fucking turtles right and left, everybody they had teamed up with basically went to shit. And one of the comics that just came out was a one-off, but it was called what was it? Not One Good Day, something like that. I forgot what it's called. I just read it, but it's basically like April takes us through the black market now under New York, how they managed to get shit, and so many of it are old allies that are now kind of either frenemies or straight up enemies of the turtles. So like they had to establish this shit after the Foot Clan took over, and so she's having to walk the new baby turtles through all this to get to the final
back
point.
When I said Eastman and Lair are whores for letting them do this shit.
They are whores, but I mean, like the story's not terrible. Like it really isn't, and like it's drawn really fucking well. They do give them personalities, which is nice. But the idea, like we see, not just what happened to Mikey, but we see what happened to fucking April after the fact. You know how we got to here. Okay. You know, so it's actually it's like a Batman Beyond situation.
So there's a couple questions I have, and one of them is a big issue I have with it. But let me run it by now. I've never read the book, so you're gonna have to explain this to me.
Sure.
First of all, they're the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Okay. So a Ronin is a samurai.
Yeah.
Without a master.
Yeah.
So how is he a Ronin if he's a ninja? Because ninja and samurai were two very different things that hated each other.
I think because of the way.
Hold on to your hats, everybody.
So the hard explanation for it is because of the journey of revenge that he goes through throughout the story, and because he would still
just be a ninja though. Ninjas don't have Ronin.
No, like, but
ninjas don't become Ronins because ninjas don't have masters.
No, but it's clear that they have adopted over time. They've clearly adopted more samurai-esque stuff. Shit, look at their armor. Like if you look at the actual armor and stuff like that, they're definitely leaning more samurai, less ninja. But the thing is like he was just a ninja, but it doesn't mean he can't become more over time. Because if he abandons the actual ninja way and goes more in the way of a samurai, then he's probably going to be closer to a Ronin.
So then what you're saying is Britain had it right by calling them Teenage Mutant Fighting Turtles. Like they should have just dumped the ninja part.
Well, the thing is that it's not even...
Because really the only thing ninja about them is their weapons.
The thing is, in this whole section, I'm not sure they even used the term ninja. I think it's left out of it entirely. That's why... I could be wrong. Maybe it's in the overall title. But the idea that...
the N still stands for ninja.
No, but I mean, I don't even think it... I don't know that it says it on there at all. But the idea that, like, basically not just not a ninja anymore because he's abandoning the ninja way and taking on all this other stuff, but the idea that he becomes a roving revenge machine instead. And yeah, he has no master anymore. So that's the thing. Is like,
which leads me to my next question. Does that mean before they all died, all of them were Ronin? Because their master would be Splinter, so the minute Splinter died, they all would become Ronin, technically. And that's why he's the last Ronin, because all the other
not in the order of which they died. Splinter was one of the last to die.
See, then none of them were Ronins until Splinter died.
Yes,
and then he wouldn't be. Then he wouldn't be the last Ronin. He'd have been the only Ronin.
Okay, you're getting way too much in the semantics of it.
I'm getting way too much into historical facts. Like
this is comic books. We don't deal with history in comic books.
Suspension of reality is required.
All right, so now Shoki, you don't answer this because I know you'll know this off the top of your head. I want to see if Rusty knows this.
I'm ready. Go.
The original Eastman and Laird Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Where did the ooze come from? The one that mutated them. Quit googling it, you shithead.
I know where it came from.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah.
He's googling it. We can see the reflection on your glass.
I'm not.
You don't know?
And there's something playing in the back of my head that says I know this, but I no, I don't. I'm gonna say I don't.
It's the same chemical that blind Daredevil. Like in the comics, that chemical that splashes on him, it splashes on him and then runs down into the sewer and made them.
Yep. So that's why in some cases they have that crossover with them and Daredevil.
Yeah.
Though,
got them. Fuck Canada. See, told you they were fake. They don't even know shit about Ninja Turtles.
I don't know anything about anything.
Yeah.
I know robots. I know transforming robots.
Yeah, that should be a Transformers question.
No. So
in the original Ninja Turtle comics, Optimus Prime.
Yeah. Hey, well, actually, IDW did have the crossover later.
They did have a crossover. Yeah.
Well, the IDW crossover everyone with Transformers, so that's not 100% fair. So, but now I'm thinking, did they do Power Rangers Transformers? I don't think they did.
I just want to nerd out I just want to fly my nerd flag for a second there.
Well, that's fine.
Sure I'd beat him on that one.
But yeah, no, you're not wrong. But like the idea of being the last Ronin, I think it has more to do with the revenge kick than anything else. But also,
Ronins weren't on revenge. See, Ronins weren't revenge monsters in feudal Japan. They just didn't have a master anymore. They just went around and did shit.
But he's also from New York, so a different story. Yeah. It's more like the movie Ronin.
Oh, okay.
Which makes more sense. But also being the last one of his kind, like there are still mutants, but not to the degree they were. Like because he ends up in a mutant fighting league, a Thunderdome situation.
When New Casey makes her mutated turtles, does that make him no longer a Ronin? Because now he's
already dead by then.
Turtles?
He's already dead by then.
Oh, spoiler alert, you piece of shit.
Oh no, he goes on this huge thing of revenge and somehow doesn't end up dead? Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Hey, that's like every fucking samurai movie ever.
It's every samurai movie. They end up dying after they manage to get... Yeah, but no, and as far as I know, it's still the original... They still have some of the original mutagen. That's how it is. But also in this universe, I guess the Utroms don't exist. Like, there's no Krang. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just the Foot Clan was the Foot Clan. Like, it is what it is.
Because Krang never really made sense, so...
Well, it makes sense in some context. Like, not this. Is far more realistic for...
Dimension X was pretty cool, but now the new ones is like they're an alien race and they're all named Krang, and it's fucking weird.
Yeah. They're just the
Krangs. How did Eastman and Laird get away with that? Like, I know it's an independent comic, but how did they not get the shit suit out of
because they didn't name drop.
No,
they didn't name drop.
No, they didn't do that. Later on, it was shown that the ooze it wasn't in their comic. It was brought in later.
I don't think so.
No, it was.
I think what they didn't name drop. They just the opening panel that shows it happening is just like almost a direct recreation of the one from Daredevil.
So the question is, which
Like,
one came
you
first?
see it happen. Yeah. Well, I know Daredevil came first, but I'm saying them showing it in their comics. Which comic number did they show it in?
Yeah, because
okay. So I'm looking at a panel. It's just like it's from Splinter's point of view, saying he sees an old man nearly get hit by a truck, and then the truck swerves, a canister falls off.
Yeah.
It hits a man in the face and then rolls down into the sewer.
Yeah.
So they never say it's Daredevil, but
but they pulled it in.
Yeah. Eastman and Laird later admit to the fact that was supposed to be.
Well, this article is saying that they were huge fans of
technically Matt Murdock.
Yeah. It wasn't Daredevil yet.
What was the name of the guy?
Or was he always Daredevil waiting to come out?
Frank Miller wrote Daredevil. Yeah, Frank Miller's. They said they were huge fans of Frank Miller's Daredevil and his other comic Ronin. Yeah, interestingly enough. So
that's weird.
Sorry, Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby wrote Ronin.
And Daredevil's older than Frank Miller too. Frank Miller did it in the 80s. Frank Miller.
So they were fans of Frank Miller's run of Daredevil, right? But yes, Frank Miller came in to write
the man with no fear or some shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a good one.
Yeah.
Also, the Canadian Google machine back on his job. Finally, for the first time in a month.
Google has been gathering dust while you were gone.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the other thing is the other comics I've been reading is actually Ninja Turtles
Canadian
related.
Snow job? What you just did there?
It's too hot for that now. So I'm actually reading the Street Fighter Ninja Turtle crossover comic, which is really bad, but the artwork is fun.
I'm sorry.
It's really bad, but the artwork is fun. But it gives an excuse for the figures that came out a little while ago. I did get that Jada Toys Ryu.
I heard that was good.
It's pretty good. It's a little weird. The head is soft, like it's a little too squishy, in my opinion. But also like he can almost do a proper position for the Hadouken. Almost. They still can't quite get the arms close enough together. But the funny thing is, in the actual effect, they have the hands molded in.
So you just unplug and plug in?
No, you can't. They're in there to be like, I guess possibly in the actual image itself, it shows like an imprint of the hands or something. But they're in. I thought it's what it was going to be, but no, it doesn't work that way because you can't get the arms bent in enough to actually make the motion. So like, because you guys can see it. So like, this is how it's supposed to be, right? Well, Rusty can. So it's supposed to be like that, right?
Right.
The toy can only manage this. Because
they didn't get the butterfly effect.
You can't get
He's got the
nearly
mentally ridiculous version.
Yeah, so you can't. So at a profile shot, it looks okay, but but I got to just go with my So now I need to get some Street Fighter figures to go with my Power Ranger Street Fighter figures.
You don't need to do anything.
Yes, you do. Don't listen to him. Rusty's bad for you. Do it.
Rusty is bad.
You don't need that kind of negativity in your life.
That's right. Yeah. Chase down those old fucking Storm collectible ones that sell for crazy fucking prices.
I definitely don't want to do that. I definitely don't want to do that. Actually, I have a BBTS box that should be here today, so that's exciting.
That's the thing too. Is when Bobby did the video on that, I think they're slightly smaller than the Storm collectibles. He said it's enough you can fudge it, but they aren't the same.
Yeah, they're not the same scale. But they are closer to like a Hasbro scale, so that means it could blend in more with your bullshit other figures, which is what I want them for anyways. Because
they started with a weird. How are you going to put Fei Long out so early in the fucking lineup? How are you going to get a Fei Long before you get a?
I don't know. That didn't make any sense.
Wild shit to me.
Maybe it's just because it was a really easy fucking buck to make. Because I mean, he's basically just a shirtless dude.
He's got pants.
He's just a shirtless guy. So
he's just Bruce Lee and Enter the Dragon.
Literally.
That's all that is.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm just gonna get Ken and Chun-Li and call it a day to go with the Power Rangers figures. That's all I need them for. But then the only other thing I want to talk about is a show that we've been watching. Mostly Jessica's watching, and then I witnessed while I was in between doing other things because she wouldn't fucking wait for me to watch it. And it's a show on Netflix called Away. And it's basically it has some aspects of like The Martian and stuff like that. So it's humanity's first trip to Mars. And so they launch 5 people in the long distance fucking ship. It's a 3-year thing. And like you're following the drama of everybody back home and then everybody other drama on the ship, stuff like that. It's pretty good. Like
So it's Lost in Space, the Mars edition?
Not that far, but like because they launch and then they only have like a 3-week period where they can still directly communicate with Earth, like no latency. So they're like FaceTiming and shit like that. And I guess it starts with like the main character's husband has a fucking massive stroke, and he was supposed to be like the commander of the mission, and so he have to stay behind and get better. So she have to leave Earth with her husband having just had a fucking stroke. And of course it's a multinational ordeal. So, you know, you got a Russian guy, a Chinese lady.
American components, Russian components, all made in Taiwan.
Yes.
In exactly. Mother Russia, you don't go to Mars. Mars comes to you.
That makes so much sense. But
hey, it's Russia. It doesn't have to, dude. They ride around shirtless on horses when they're like 80.
That's only the one guy. But of course, like after they get past the normal drama, then they start running into the space drama shit. Like, oh no, a massive fucking part of our ship stops working. So they have to Apollo 13 that shit basically. But it's a pretty good show. The only thing I dislike about it, and it's hard to it becomes glaring the more you watch it, is that, you know, when they're faking 0G because they just have to basically do wire work, but then they have it, I guess, to where their pods, you know, where they actually sleep and everything, rotate to fake gravity. So like only half the show is on wire work. The rest of it, they're walking around like normal. It's like, this is fucking weird. Like, and they have running water. That was the other thing. I was like, why would you install a normal fucking running water sink on this thing? It's like, it needs to just be a fucking little, like a little jet that purposely puts it where, you know, you're going to have it. But no, they have a fucking running water sink. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. You would never have that on a fucking spacecraft. And like, and it's also huge, like lots and lots of walk around space. Like you also wouldn't build this shit this way. It would be unnecessarily large. Passageways would be small, not full on walking hallways and shit. I was like, this is like, and it's also based in like nowadays. Like it's not like far future. It's maybe like 2025, 2026. All that way they can use normal tech for everything. They actually do shoot a lot of it in Houston because of course they're using NASA, like proper NASA for mission control. So
I thought they were going to use SpaceX.
They probably launched via SpaceX, yes, but they well, in theory this thing was built in space, so probably. But yeah, no, it's a pretty good show. I do need to go back and watch all the shit up till now, because like it was only supposed to be like a 3-month journey to Mars, and then they're supposed to stay there for like 2.5 years and then come back. So they brought plants and everything with them to fucking, you know, properly try to colonize, see what would go on. I'd be like, so wait, you're telling me no one person has made this journey yet to make sure it's safe? You just sent 5 people out there on a one-time go.
Well, wouldn't that be the
no? Because the test would be to send one person
they
on just the trip.
Why wouldn't you send a team of 5 people? Do you think one person can do the flight, the herbology, the like...
No. I'm talking about just the journey, not the actual.
They'd have fired a dog off with enough puppy chow to get him there and back again.
Yeah,
and the dog would have eat himself to death 2 days outside of Earth
orbit. You wouldn't do that
because that's how it worked in real life. They did it in Russia, and then after that they would have fired off.
We sent monkeys.
Yeah, and then after that
they came back super smart.
And then they would have sent 1 human out.
Yeah,
and then they would have sent 2 humans out, and this would have took 50 years to fucking get around to 5 people.
So instead, they send fucking just 5 people. And by the way, nobody is a backup for other people. They're all like their very specific things.
Oh, so now you want 10 people to go?
10 people would.
So when the medic dies, you're
fucked. Yeah. No. The part that when they're, and this is a spoiler, when their engineer goes blind. And they have to try to put together something insanely complicated.
It wouldn't necessarily be 10 people. You just have to have cross-trained people. And
you'd have to have people who can do all the jobs. Like, okay, the guy who knows how to make plants, okay, he needs to be able to, I don't know, cook. Or he needs to be able to do something.
Do anything besides something as stupid as plant plants. That means for 3 months he's fucking worthless. Yeah. He's just taking up space and oxygen. And
no, he's growing plants on the way there. They brought plants.
Well, we know he can grow plants in outer space, so he's again pointless. They want to know if they can grow plants on Mars.
Yeah,
that means he doesn't have a job until they get to Mars.
Yeah. So, but to me, it was just like at least send 2 actual engineers, like because 2 engineers can work together really fast to make shit happen instead of 1 engineer who's the guy who's been in the space longest. Like apparently this dude has the record for living in space the longest, so they sent his ass. Because it just makes sense. I was just like...
Because he's fucking going to go crazy. He'll go space crazy before the show's over.
No, he just went blind. He's not space crazy. But he lost his family and everything because he chose to spend most of his life in space.
Good for him.
I mean, that's all the drama aspect to it. Yeah,
that's a proper choice.
Good.
Yeah.
Float around in space or
be a Russian hero or be at home with family.
That's the ultimate introvert right there. I don't want to spend time with people. Send me to space.
Pretty much.
I'm good.
Pretty much. But then again, they get to live off his salary that he doesn't even get to spend. So I mean,
the first person to do that would have the whole space shuttle looking like their mom's basement because it's definitely going to be one of those guys.
Dude, could you imagine collectors in space?
Oh God, that'd be awesome, dude!
Yeah.
Like, no, I didn't.
Shout out to all the people that still live in your mom's basement.
Yeah.
No,
my mom doesn't have a basement.
And a haircut.
Ain't no shit. Yeah, take a shower.
Yeah. Hey, some people went back to their mom's basement. It's their like second or third go, you know.
But I know too.
So to speak.
I know too. Just from circumstance and with inflation and everything, and they had to move home. So
shit does happen, but we're not talking about. We're talking about the people who stayed there because they were busy playing.
Those of you that never left home, shame on you. Shame.
At least have a
shame
savings.
On you,
do you
shame
have
on your family? Shame on your
a pox on your
a pox on you? No. We've already done enough pox. We've got way too much pox for the last 3 years. We need no more poxes on people's family. It's like leprosy apparently has broken out in the Northeast.
Somebody at my job is out on COVID right now, and I live. That's still a fucking thing.
Are we still doing this?
Yeah. I thought that shit was over already.
I would have been like, you got 3 days to get your ass back to work, fucking bitch. Yeah. It's fine.
Go take some emergency, you piece of shit, and get back to fucking work.
You know, gargle some emergency, fucking take a whole bunch of vitamin D, go get some anything else. Yeah. Go spend some time outside with a mask on and then come to work.
What was it that Trump to swallow Lysol or Lysol?
Okay, that was never a thing he said to do. That was literally not something he said. That's what they said. No, that's also something no one did. Okay, no. See, the problem is that one got played out so fucking much, which is not what he said.
I think he was.
He said He was trying to find a way. I know, but it's just the fact that people say he's like he wanted the people to inject bleach. It's like, no, that's literally not what he said. You're sitting here making me defend Trump.
Let me tell you,
he didn't. He never said bleach at all. He never said anything about bleach. They did.
He said disinfectant.
He said find some way to disinfect. He didn't even specify anything. It's like when he's like people are so dumb they're not gonna pump light into your lungs to kill it. And I'm like, we literally do have light therapy for shit like that. So what the fuck are you bitching about? We have that.
It's called lasers.
No, they actually will do that shit.
No, light therapy.
I know.
They have light therapy for that reason, yeah.
But there's a spray, like restaurants and kitchens will have it, that they use in the bathroom. It's a disinfectant spray.
Yeah, it kills everything, including you.
It kills AIDS, HIV, everything. Yeah. It kills it all. Yeah. I'm like, dude, this was when I was in my 20s. I was reading this on a can. I'm like, so find a way to make this not kill people.
Yeah.
And you could cure AIDS like that. Like, I don't understand how you...
See, the problem is that it will kill the good things in your body along with all the bad things in your body. Yeah. But realistically, if you have a little COVID, this is not medical. This is not medical.
Is this like being slightly pregnant? I just want to understand where we're going.
Disclaimer: none of us are fucking doctors.
This is not medical advice. This is not medical advice. What I was about to say.
Do your own homework.
Yeah,
we are recording this, right?
Yeah, we are recording this. So
go ahead.
So listen.
So
do not
ingest.
Do not ingest or inject disinfectant into your body, but stand in an enclosed bathroom and spray it around
Unless you're doing it for a TikTok challenge.
No, don't even do that.
No.
Actually, no. Here's a good point. No. Hold on.
I like to watch Darwinism in effect. So
Darwin.
I watch.
I don't like social Darwinism.
I do.
But no, the idea. Look, do not inject or ingest. Just thoroughly clean a bathroom with this disinfectant, and by all means, you should have breathed in enough of it to kill something.
Yeah.
You ever go into these restaurants that just smell like Fabuloso because they just can't not clean everything? It's like, you're telling me that's not killing something in me?
Did you see that meme that was going around with that? It was a picture of a Fabuloso bottle in a refrigerator, and it's like, this Spanish Gatorade tastes weird. Dude, I started laughing so hard. I was like,
why?
The fuck?
No, I saw the one where it said, "Who keeps the Gatorade under the sink?" That's fucking weird. That was what I saw.
That's just wild, dude.
That's funny.
I grew up in Tampa, so like all my friends growing up, so I still love the smell of Fabuloso. Like I fucking love it. But I saw that meme, and every Spanish person I know got that meme sent to me. Yeah, I saw it. I was like, y'all are all getting this shit.
See, I like it too, but I don't like my restaurant smelling like a gas station bathroom.
I would rather it smell like Fabuloso than I hate stuff smells like bleach.
I'm with you.
Well, that's the way you know it's clean. No, it gives me a headache because
bleach is bad.
I'm slightly allergic to bleach. Like people that
you get
put
hives
too much
and
on
shit.
You'll get a rash and shit. Like you can put a drop on my hand and I'll get a rash right where that spot is.
Yeah.
Like
same.
I'm not gonna die from it, and I use it to clean, but I don't overdo it. And that's another thing most people don't get. This is what okay. So pretend this is a bottle of bleach.
Okay.
When people go to make their
Brown
cleaning
bleach.
stuff, they do this. They go this.
Yeah.
They just dump it in there and they keep on glug 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 glug.
Yeah.
The bleach is done.
You need like
if you read the
cup.
instructions, no,
a cap.
no,
Sorry.
still too much.
Yeah.
It's the cap on the bleach bottle.
That's what I.
Cap,
yeah.
One cap per gallon of water.
Yeah.
So it's this much bleach and a whole gallon of fucking water.
No. How about this?
Please do not ingest bleach.
Do not ingest bleach.
I mean,
we're not suggesting.
Fuck these guys. Send me the link. I want to see it.
Well,
and I'm gonna laugh at you, and I'm gonna hope that you didn't have any kids before you did it.
Well, we'll look at it this way. When we were young, most of us, I should say, and we just had the little kiddie pool out front, Mom would just pour half a fucking bottle of bleach in that thing and fucking send the kids to play in it.
Your mom was wild. My mom didn't know that. She ran the garden hose in it.
Yeah, garden hose and a little bleach because you know those fuckers are gonna piss in it.
We don't
no
need
bleach.
To,
no bleach. You just dumped it out and refilled it.
We swim in lakes and rivers and without any of
the
that
ocean.
shit.
That's just got bacteria, amoebas, all that kind of shit.
And you're good. Like you're not going to die from garden hose water.
No, not garden hose water. No.
It showed blue whales swimming, and it's like a blue whale dumps. It was some crazy number.
The sheer amount of shit. Yeah.
630,000 gallons of semen when they ejaculate.
Yeah.
And it's like, it said that at the top, and at the bottom it goes, that's why the water's salty.
Yeah.
Awful.
And since then, like a little bit of fucking ocean water get on my mouth. I'm like,
Look, it's a whale. It doesn't make you gay.
It doesn't matter.
You don't know.
I don't want whale babies swimming in my stomach. I'm good.
No, just on that weird topic of whale reproduction, I learned a long time ago on whatever a PBS fucking special, and I felt bad for the guys who had to swim alongside these whales while they were doing their business because it's basically it's a giant mess. Like
it's a big cloud.
It's a cloud, but that's after. It's almost like when you forget to take or unclick the handle on the gas spigot when you're filling up your car and it just goes everywhere, and you're like, oh no, and then you just drive away and let someone else catch fire. So whales do that with jizz. So
because when they pull out, it's still going.
Yeah, I mean, you swear to God, they're trying to fill the other whale up with, like, it's a whale's worth. It's like, how does he have that much? Makes no sense.
We somehow managed
and
to
then the
move
fish and then the fish come and eat it.
Bleach to whale jizz, and I don't know how that happened.
It's white liquid.
Welcome to Now You Made It Awkward.
You made it awkward podcast.
No, first of all, bleach should be clear. If you
I know, I'm joking. I'm joking because the bottle of bleach is white. Yes.
You have a bigger issue than most people.
Well, we use the bleach pods. We use the bleach powder pods instead. Instead of liquid bleach, because I'm always worried the liquid bleach is going to splash and fucking accidentally bleach the fuck out of something I don't want bleached.
Yep.
But also lately, we've been having to clean the fuck out of our bathtubs and toilets because the water, whatever's in the water,
hard water
is turning. No, we don't have hard water. We got city water. Whatever's in it is turning the fucking toilet bowl black, and it's not coming out of us because we can not use the bathroom and it'll still do that. There's something in our water, and it did it at our old apartment too. But the other day, because Jessica's
city water can still be hard water.
It can be, but there's something in. I don't know what it is. I'm going to be honest with you, but I will not drink unfiltered water out of our shit because it. I see what it does to the toilets and the tubs. I'm not drinking that.
I'll drink that shit. Guess who survived COVID with no issues?
Yeah,
this guy.
That's different.
I don't give a shit, dude.
But my tub doesn't do it as bad. But my shower curtain doesn't hang down low enough. In hers, curtain's a little too long, so it rests on the bottom of the tub. So a lot of water builds up on it, and it's fucking turning brown and black where the shit has been sitting there. And I walked into her bathroom the other day, and I was like, it fucking stinks in here. What? It smells moldy. What the fuck? And so I looked at, because I don't use her bathroom hardly ever. They're
flushing black mold down y'all's water.
Dude, no joke. It looks like black mold growing on the fucking toilet. But I'll spray down the toilet bowl with the bleach, and it'll just kill it, and it just goes away. I'm using the normal Clorox foam spray.
Rusty? Rusty's like, this is why I only go on Realm. He's like, this is why
that's why I'm on the Realm shows now.
We talk about Transformers. Over here, we're talking about shit and jizz. And
yeah.
I'm good, man.
Well, to be fair, you brought up the jizz.
Yeah, to be fair.
Wait.
Don't click it.
To be fair.
Yeah. I meant to
No, ours is better.
Yeah. You're supposed to actually just say it. Why are you being lazy?
That is it. That's
why not? Why are you being lazy? You just say it.
Oh, you want me to say to be?
Yeah, you got to say it.
Fair. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. But the idea, I sprayed down her tub, I sprayed down her toilet, she had gone to work, and legit, it smelled better after that. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, mine, because I clean mine often enough. So
you need to contact your city. You have
because it did it at our old place.
Manganese in your water.
What does that mean?
Magnesium.
So in the lower states, apparently there's high concentrations of manganese in the soil that can leach into the water. So if you're seeing black stains in your
toilet tub,
in your plumbing and that,
yeah,
you need to let the city know, because there is some, but there shouldn't be enough to make your water go black or stain your toilet black.
Yeah.
So
well, obviously the water looks fine, but yeah.
Yeah, but something's leached into into the water that shouldn't be.
And that makes sense because it's not within the city limits problem too, because I got a friend who lives north of here in a new neighborhood, and his toilets are fucking black.
Have you guys had a lot of rain lately, or
we've had zero rain lately? But this problem has been going on for years. This is not a new problem.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Our old apartment did this. The toilet was clean when we moved in.
You had said that. Yeah.
So we lived there for 5 years, and it was an ongoing problem. And but we have a giant underground aquifer. But I also considered that maybe they started pumping some of the lake water, possibly, because we do have a huge lake, and if the aquifer gets a little low, and since so many thousands more people live here now, they may have started offsetting it with either the river or the lake water, which could probably lead to some contamination. But the fact that it is a massive problem and no one seems to want to deal with it, I'm just worried we're going to turn it to a fucking Flint, Michigan problem over here. Which that was more the pipes, less the water. This is the fucking water.
But this is the stuff in the soil.
Yeah, this is actually there. So either way,
But
that's enough about me. You guys haven't been here in fucking ever. So normally.
How have you kept this show afloat without the cool people?
Well, I've had some decent people along the way.
Shout out to Dormammu.
Yeah, Dormammu, honestly, carrying fucking a lot of water the last couple of weeks. Thank God.
I said what I said. The cool people weren't.
Mike came on once, and then I had a few fill-ins here and there.
Alan was on once.
If Mike was on, you had to put his links back.
Yeah, he was on once. He was on once in 2 months. I can put his links back for a episode, but not permanent links.
When's the last time we were on?
You guys were on 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 3 weeks, a month ago.
Okay. So if you didn't make it this week, at least Rusty's links would be removed until he came back. But then Rikki
My
gets
links are
Rikki gets
perma-lock.
Rikki gets a slight extension. Slight extension. These are
Because
the
he's
rules.
the
Who does number
co-host.
2
Yeah.
work for?
Here's your number
The
one.
realm,
right here.
apparently.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
I don't get paid from them either. I
Yeah.
get paid the same from them as I get paid
Hey,
from
as
you.
soon as I get paid, you guys can get paid. I don't get paid for this.
I believe you made $1
When?
on merch.
Patreon?
This show,
Patreon?
I was going to say this. The Patreon's different though, because that supports everything. And those people
Yeah,
aren't
but
even paying for this. That's the thing. Is like
This is what they're here for.
there's
This is what they're all here for.
two people paying for everything. One of them is Laura. The other one is Mary. Mary doesn't even see any of the stuff because she gets no notifications. And then Laura may or may not watch this show. I'm not sure.
Hi,
But
Laura.
yes. But Laura comes and joins in the Patreon streams at least. But most
Is
of
she the one that bought all our merch?
she's the one who has all the merch. Yes.
See, I remember Miss Laura.
Yeah. She has all my merch.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we don't get paid from that shit.
Oh, shit, I don't get paid for that shit. It's like I make like a whopping 50 cents or something off a shirt. This
50
fucking
cents
Teespring
sounds
takes
like
everything.
money, and we didn't get any of
50
it.
cents split 3 ways is I can't do that.
Remember
man.
how you guys
But
weren't
still,
here for 3 weeks?
Yeah,
I
but remember
expect
how
to
it
get
worked?
paid.
Remember how it
50
was here
cents
for
over the
2
course
years?
of a year. 50 cents over the course of a year because a whopping one shirt was sold. Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Rusty, you go because
me?
Ricky's
Okay,
the co-host and
hold
goes
on, I'm gonna try
last.
something. Oh, I have to subscribe. That didn't work. Okay.
Failed.
Damn it.
You failed
trying
hard.
to
What were you trying to do?
I was trying something. There's a thing that popped up in my Discord that said Transformers scene change, and I was hoping I could play it, but I need to subscribe apparently. So
Yeah, you got to
mind.
pay for all the cool
So
shit on
instead-
Discord.
Hold on,
I'm
I
gonna
got your back. Hold on, Rusty. Rusty, I got your back.
You
no,
both hit
buddy.
it.
You just look.
You both hit
No,
the
I
button.
didn't. I didn't touch the button. My hands are right here. I was gonna go like this. Dun-dun, dun-dun. I was gonna give him this transformer.
do I spin in my chair? Is that what I do?
I have one. I have that scene transition in my computer. I just don't feel like pulling it up for you.
Hold on. Let's see if I can do it. Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
Dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
Oh no, you went two Decepticon logos.
You went Shattered Glass.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah, there you
go. Dun,
Good.
Yeah, you got the wrong note, but it's okay.
So for everybody, because we are recording on this particular day, happy civic holiday to everybody in Canada who happens to be celebrating a civic holiday.
Civic
someday.
holiday.
Yes.
Fake holiday, fake country.
What religion is that?
It is an extremely fake
Scientology.
holiday. I don't even understand. Like, none of us understand why we even have this. So each province, except for Quebec, because Quebec is special, right?
Fuck Quebec.
So
Yeah, they're French.
each province celebrates today, the first Monday in August, as being a civic holiday for different reasons.
Oh, nice.
So is it
And
like
when you even
y'all's-
go into it, you can
Is
go.
it like
you can
y'all's
go-
Labor Day or something?
Yeah, pretty much. But it's like in Saskatchewan, it's Saskatchewan Day. In New Brunswick, it's New Brunswick Day. In Ontario, it's Colonel By Day, which is the
What?
the guy that's
Colonel
Yeah.
By Day. That's the
Colonel
commander
By.
of Captain Gay Guy.
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, he was when Ottawa got chosen as Canada's capital, he was the guy they sent to build the canal from the St. Lawrence or the Great Lakes so you could get supplies up to Ottawa, and that was like back in the 1800s. Anyway, so each province like has their own reason for celebrating this, and none of it makes any sense. So anyway, happy civic holiday to everybody who is celebrating today.
So it's the first Monday of August.
First Monday of
Here's
August.
Oh, it's a
here's
great
my
holiday.
here's my fake congratulations for your fake holiday.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, very fake.
Way to have a day off.
Well, yeah, way to be fucking slackers.
But because
Welcome to America.
yeah.
Hey, you know they might be real because now they sound like Americans talking about
Well-
that shit. We need a day off from work and it better be
so
paid.
but here's the thing. They had to make it more Canadian. So instead of getting paid for a day off, they double tax you on your day off. You don't get paid and they tax you for it.
But I still have free Medicare, so
Is
anyway,
it though?
free?
Is it though?
So yeah, no, work's been so I haven't been on, right? I think Ricky's in the same boat too, but work's been kind of insane.
Yeah, the last time you were both on, like you
Yeah,
both were on
yeah, I
together, and then you
I know.
neither have been
and
on
then we
for
just
weeks.
disappeared. It's a conspiracy, by the
You
way.
quit.
You
You both
can put
quit.
your tinfoil hat on now. It's a
Well,
conspiracy.
it's not a conspiracy. We know where you were.
We're like, fuck this trash. We're going to Realm of Collector.
This dickhead.
So
You were
the
thinking it. I just said
company
it.
the company that I work with, actually, I'm gonna do a plug for my company. The company that I work with actually has some third party D&D stuff that they produce, and the company is called Giants of the North.
Yep.
And there's a Kickstarter running right now. If you guys want to go check it out, if you're D&D folks out there, go check it out. It would be,
I might link
super
it down below.
appreciated. Please, that would be super fantastic.
No.
Yeah, but yeah. So we do.
It's my day off. I don't link things on my day off.
Try to create some additional D&D content for people out there who like D&D.
Yep.
I have been
sent a copy to Joe KW.
Hold on 1 second
yes,
before
I
you do that,
did.
because I don't want to interrupt your spiel, but I got to ask you. As a human being, do you feel okay trying to make Shoki work on Civic Day? Like, does that make you feel better?
But it's not our Civic Day. It's not ours. We're Americans.
Motherfucker, I'm trying to get you out of work, you shithead. What the fuck's wrong with you?
No, I think you Americans are lazy enough as it is and need to work harder. So there you go.
Fuck yes.
There you go, buddy. All right. Make America great again.
Oh, and the last episode Rikki was on.
I've been
it would
shopping
be nice
around
if we were great again.
On the internet to find a winter beater because winter is coming, and my wife and I have determined that all the cars we currently have are actually summer toys.
Oh, you mean cars? I thought you meant...
Yeah, cars. Well, I could do that too. Summer,
So a winter beater is a tank top with a hoodie.
Right.
With sleeves.
I did not.
No, sleeveless. No, it's sleeveless. It's sleeveless. So it's just like what you've got, but there's a hoodie on it. So that's a winter beater.
Terrible. Anyway, winter beater in Canada is an old car that you don't give a shit about, that you're going to drive around in the snow and let it rust.
It sounds like something that should survive winter, not something you destroy for winter.
Well, it's probably
supposed to beat winter.
I get it. Like when we buy beaters.
No, it's something you beat around
from
in.
A to B.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So now I've become addicted to Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like in there every day. And now I'm getting, like, it used to be that I used to just get vehicles, but now I'm getting like tires and TVs and stuff I don't need to spend my money on.
Facebook is blatantly putting porn on it now, just because he said it. Like, it's blatantly coming up now. Like, if you watch reels and stuff, all those little links at the bottom be porn.
I saw some TikTok, their channel, and I was like, this is borderline porn. I can't believe this is on here. Anyway, it was really... Anyway.
You're surprised something's on TikTok?
Yeah, a little bit. I guess not. I don't know.
Let me interject slightly here with something I encountered this weekend that was strange. So, Rule 34 of the internet, right? If it exists, there's porn of it.
Oh, okay.
So that is Rule 34 of the internet. So I've discovered
It's like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I discovered Rule 34B this weekend. If it exists and there's porn of it, there are Legos of it. Because I was suggested on Facebook an adult Lego collectors group, and in the thumbnail is, you said Star Wars, it's actually Darth Vader. No, I'm sorry, it's Han Solo, Luke, and a topless Leia Lego figure. I'm like, what the fuck? And why is Facebook promoting this?
More importantly, why the fuck are there human beings out here doing this? Some people need to relax.
Like I said, it's like Rule 34. Rule 34B of the internet is, if it exists, there's porn of it and Legos of it.
If you are into that, please don't have children. Again,
and don't talk to me. Like, just on everything.
Unsubscribe to everything, please. Anyway, so
Gargle with leg. That is fucking crazy.
Those people should inject some bleach, maybe.
Yes.
Like, nothing gets my dick hard like looking at a fucking Lego figure. Like, come on.
Still addicted to Marvel Snap.
Oh, you're still on that shit?
Still playing that game. I'm so close to reaching infinite level. There's like 100 levels you can, like, just by winning games, and you'll progress through levels. And I'm like so close to infinite now. I've only been playing the game for like a year, and I haven't reached infinite level. So I'm very close.
Do you get stones when you reach infinite level?
You get like
everything
in-game content bonus stuff, whatever.
Right.
And
I'm
the
feeling
privilege of saying that you reached infinite level in Marvel Marvel Snap.
But
So.
as soon as you get it, they'll do an update that adds more levels, and then you'll no longer be infinite levels.
So what they do
Infinite
is they actually have seasons. So even if you reach infinite level in a season, then when the new season starts and they release new cards, they drop you 30 levels, and then you have to work your way back up to infinite.
How many microtransactions have they gotten you for? Tell the truth.
Zero. Literally
Really?
zero. Yeah, I have not paid for. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm hard running it, and I'm doing okay.
Nice.
It's not. I know we talked about this. Like there's lots of games out there like this one, right, where it's pay to win, right? Like if you don't put money into it, then you never get the good cards. But I'll tell you that they've actually been pretty good about. You don't necessarily get like the top cards, but what they'll actually do is like when the new season starts, they'll take what was their premium cards from like 2 seasons ago, and they'll start to make them available. So you do eventually get those better cards, but of course they're always coming out with better cards, beyond that, right?
That's
So
how
But
they
now
get
let's say let's just use 1 and 3 to keep it easy. So season 1, they put out these fancy cards you couldn't get because you couldn't buy it. You didn't want to buy them. But season 3, they release them to you for free.
Yeah,
Can you go back and play season? Can you go back and play season 1 stuff with those cards now that you got them?
Well, so the only thing they're doing with the seasons, they're just adding more cards, right? So so the cards you were playing with in season 1, you can play with in season 3, and then they throw in new.
But
cards
you can't go back to season 1 to play with the cards you gained in season 3.
But it doesn't matter because you're just progressively moving up through your levels.
That's what I'm saying.
The season, you know what I mean? So yeah,
I hate games like this, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, it's actually good. Like I've played games like this where exactly like you said, like they just keep resetting everything, and you can never again unless you put money into it, like you can never catch up. But they're actually being pretty good about making the stuff available to people that don't want to put any money into it. So
do they have loot boxes?
They do actually, yes, right. Which
you can pay to win. You can microtransaction yourself.
Yeah, you can buy all the good shit. Yeah. So
anyway.
wait, are you playing against other people or are you playing against computer?
You could end up either or.
Because I've never played. That's why I want to know.
Yeah. Their matchmaker will try to find somebody else, right, like an actual person, and if they can't, then they just throw a bot at you. Yeah, and whatever. So it's a mix.
Yeah, because I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Masters for a little while, and similar, but based on an actual card game. Yeah. But and they would do the thing where you're too low.
But better.
Yeah. Well, no, the thing is in the leveling system, they wouldn't give you access to like the actual good shit if you're at a lower level, but you could buy card packs of different generations of shit. So, but of course the randomization of it was probably not even equal to the real randomization of the cards. So you could literally throw $30-$40 at buying packs of cards and still end up with like garbage in like one sort of rare-ish card, and then the rest of it's all fucked off.
That's why I gave up on that Beats game that we used to play all the time, because all the good songs were hidden behind paywalls and buying bots.
Yep. All right. I will say, like, for the
back.
amount that I've played this game, I probably should put some money into it, but I could not be bothered. So, anyway, where's he going?
I don't know. He said, "I'll be right back." So you keep going.
So can we make fun of him while we're?
Yes.
Okay.
What we can do, we can dox him. We can dox him while he's gone one day. Yeah, we can just sit here and just dox him, so he has to go back and edit it.
If any of you in the chat or anybody who's watching this thinks that Rikki and I should get paid for this episode, please leave a comment down below, and we'd be more than happy to accept payment.
Even if it's pennies, man, pennies become nickels real fast.
What's a penny?
It's real money. It's real money from a real country.
made from nickel that looks like copper. Sure. Yeah. So we got a new dog, new foster. So Busty pulled one over on me. So
yes,
we're sitting in the living room watching. I don't know what we were watching. And I look over and she's on her phone, and then a little while later she goes, I just did something. I'm like, what did you buy now? She's like, no, I didn't buy anything. I said, okay. I just applied to foster another dog. I was like, holy fuck. Okay, what is it? And she goes, it's an Australian Shepherd. I said, okay. That's the same as the dog that we adopted before, so that's fine. He worked out, so hopefully this is a nice Australian Shepherd, whatever. Anyway, so she shows me the picture, and it's like his body is white, but his face is black from about his snout back to his ear tips.
If you didn't name him Bandit.
No, so
Batman.
here's the fun part.
Batman.
So there's a split down the middle of his head, though, like a white stripe down the middle of his head, right?
Yeah.
So his mask kind of goes like this to the tip of his ears.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have a name. So because Busty applied to foster him first, the rescue said, well, then you get to name him. And she goes, I'm going to name him Loki.
Nice.
Right? So I was like, okay. And she does this, and I've named him Loki. I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. So, okay. So when are we picking up this dog? She goes, he's going to show up in a couple weeks. So we go and we meet with the rescue to pick up Loki. And they had a van of like a dozen dogs, right? They went down to the border and they were actually picking them up from the US. So the van shows up in a parking lot, and there's half a dozen of other
super sketchy.
I was gonna say this sounds sketchy already. So the van.
So there's half a dozen of those other fosters that are standing around waiting for the van. And
you just have to reach really far down and in the back of the cooler. I promise there's pups.
It said free puppies on the side of the van.
Exactly. And there was music playing, right? Like ice cream truck music, to attract. Anyway, so the van shows up and they open the back of the doors, and all the dogs are in crates and stuff. There's this one dog in there, and he's losing his mind. He's just bark, 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 and Busty and I are looking at each other.
That's how Canadian dogs bark, bark, bark.
Yeah.
Bark.
Yeah.
With the accent too.
Woof.
Bark,
bark.
So we're going like that better not be our dog. And they hand out all the dogs to the different fosters, and it's not this one dog. It was this black Labrador that was losing his mind. So we get Loki. We take Loki out. Super nice dog. He comes out, and I'm looking at him and I go, "This is not an Australian Shepherd. This is a fucking border collie."
Uh-oh.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they are super high energy.
Yeah.
But he came out of the van. Right? He came out of the van. And he was fine. Right, and I'm like, okay, maybe he's
Australian border collie. That's Lassie, right?
No. Lassie's Sheltie.
Yeah,
Sheltie.
Yeah.
So the border collies are the little ones you always see with like the bandanas running around the.
Yeah, and they're normally like black, like mostly black, with
black and white.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those guys, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we take him home. He meets the other two dogs. Everybody's getting along fine. And then we get up the next morning, and he's going absolutely ballistic in the house. He's got zoomies. He's running around all over there. He's like, take me the fuck outside, right? So we take him outside. And that's exactly what started happening. It took him outside for a walk the next morning, bring him back into the house. He starts herding the shit out of the other dogs. Like, they can't move. And he's over, and he's like, he's doing this, right? On their neck and stuff, and bumping them and that. Oh my God. And it's been an absolute disaster for 2 weeks. He's been like this. I cannot walk this dog enough.
And this is just fostering.
This is just fostering, thank God. Cannot throw a ball enough in the backyard with this dog. He's just full energy. He's 150% energy all the time, nonstop. Right? So which is funny that I say that, because he's actually lying asleep right now, unconscious, right? So he does settle down from time to time, but when he's awake, holy fuck. And I just turn to Busty every day. I've been doing this like every day for the past week and a half. You did this to us. This is your fault. And she's
you just hand her the leash and be like, you did this, you fucking walk.
She can't handle him. He's too like
Yanks.
He's not super strong, but it's like when he feels that resistance, he just starts to he throws his body around trying to get away from the leash and that, and she just can't keep him under control enough. So anyway, he's getting better.
Marshall built him a runner in the backyard.
He needs a.
Well, we did, buddy.
Farm.
We did. I out there for an hour throwing a ball with him, and he just run.
I'm saying build him a runner.
Oh, so he can just go out there and run on his own.
You can do the zip line one. You can do the fence one. You can do all kinds of them. So just let him run himself ragged.
Yeah. We thought about that too, but we keep thinking he's not going to be here for that long.
Just get two sheep, put him in the backyard, let him do stuff.
There was actually somebody actually suggested, and he's actually a trainer. He said you can actually turn his herding instinct into a game, and he was basically get a hula hoop and one of those big inflatable balls you can get at Walmart, right? And get him to turn it into a game that you put the ball at one end of the yard and get him to push it towards the hula hoop, and when he gets it in the hula hoop, you give him a treat.
Right?
And at least then it like, you know, it works his brain and his herding instinct and all that stuff.
Because Race is super intelligent too.
But wouldn't that drive him to herd more? Because now you're teaching him to herd.
But what he's saying is that if you get him to work like that, because he wants to work, he wants a job, it'll drain all that energy out of him, both physically and mentally, right? Because he has to work his brain as well, right, to figure out what do I need to do here, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's...
Like we all love to transform robots until we get a Fans Toys in our hands. Brain by the time we're done.
That fucking power glide.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that looks like a disaster. I'm glad I skipped on that one.
Me too.
I'm glad I'm out of masterpiece.
I had a fun scenario happen with my truck. I got out of my truck.
Did they try to steal it again?
It was probably a month ago. No. So I got out of my truck one afternoon, and it was a hot day. And I went and closed the driver's side door when I got out of the truck, and the entire back window blew out of my truck. Right?
It pulled a Detolf.
All over the
It pulled a Detolf.
Right? So I called up my dealership that I bought it from, and I was like, because the truck's under warranty, like it's under 3 years old, right? So I called up the dealership, and I'm like, so the back window of the truck just exploded, and then like glass isn't covered under warranty. I'm like, fuck you, it's not covered under warranty. It's like, I didn't do it. It's not like I threw a 2x4 through the back of the window or anything, right? Like this thing literally just exploded, right? So they go, no, not covered under warranty, nothing we can do, et cetera, et cetera. So I was like, all right, fine. So I started calling around.
Call your insurance.
Well, that's exactly where I went next, right? So I
called a rock on the highway did it.
Yeah. So I called up my insurance. I said, like, do I have any options? And they were like, so with my insurance, they were like, yeah, you actually can do a window replacement once a year per vehicle for free.
Nice.
I was like, no deductible or anything, and they were like, yeah. I was like, all right, I'll do that, right? So I called up this local window repair place, and they you know, they asked the typical questions, and then the guy went, "Are you going through your insurance?" And I went, probably. And then he went, "It's weird that the dealership isn't covering this under warranty."
Yeah. And
I went, "Oh, really?" And he said, "Yeah, because we do." So the dealership that I bought the truck from, they do their glass work for them. So he was surprised that. So anyway, so I went, "Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go to the dealership. I'm going to like sit down and talk to the salesman, the service manager." So I took the truck down there, and I sat in front of the service manager in his office, and I was like, you got to tell me why this wouldn't be covered, right? And so he was like, it's in your warranty. It says glass exception, whatever, right? And then he went, but let's go take a look anyway. So we go out and take a look at the truck, and he like looked in, and in 30 seconds, he's like, oh, there's a crack in the frame of your glass. Like the plastic trim around the glass. Yeah. He's like, there's a crack down the middle of it. He's like, that's covered under warranty. And I went, okay. And he said, and it's all one unit, so we had to replace the whole unit, so we'll cover it under warranty. Right?
Nice. Yeah. So he had to find the reason.
That's something, right? So lesson learned, everybody. If you have a dispute with your dealership, just go to the dealership and sit in front of them and see if they'll do anything for you. So anyway, so that worked out.
But only if you're in Canada, because Americans, they don't give a fuck. They're like, fuck you and your truck. Take that shit down the fucking road.
There's enough places here in Canada too that have that same attitude, right? The whole customer service thing is right out the window. You know, like nobody gives a shit anymore. So anyway,
buy a new truck. Fuck you.
Okay, they're expensive, man.
No, but what I'm saying, that's their no. My point was that's their.
Oh reply. Yeah. Of course, yeah. They're like we
get paid on commission. Don't nobody give a shit about your warranty.
They're like, well, that was the only window in existence, man. We can't help you. You're just gonna have to buy a new truck.
It's on.
They discontinued it. Yeah, they discontinued it.
They discontinued Windows on a 3-year-old truck
a month ago. Like, they discontinued the day after you bought it, man.
I literally have not gotten anything new in regards to figures. There just hasn't been anything out there that I've wanted to buy. I was going to get that Power Glide, but then like I saw a bunch of videos on it, the Fans Toys Power Glide, and I'm like, no, I'm out. Because
now there's some people that aren't having problems with it, but the people that are having problems with it are having hell.
But that transformation again, like I'm sick and tired of seeing these Fans Toys ever since Jive. Like these transformations are atrocious. Jive Parkour, and now this Power Glide Warthog, like they all look like fucking garbage, and I'm so done with it.
It's amazing that alt mode on that alt mode.
So and this is
the pain in the ass part, but when it's there, if I was still a masterpiece, he would 1000% be in alt mode in my display. I would not put him
yeah.
Agreed, but I'm so done with fans toys. Like I can't do it anymore.
You were already
Anyway.
done with fans toys.
I know, but
And
I'm really.
But then they showed
really,
you your combiners that you wanted.
They
But what is
showed
this? What is that called when it's your preconceived notion of something and they give you something, you go, aha, see, that proved me right. What is that called?
preconceived
A
notion.
bias,
Unconscious
confirmation.
bias? Confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Confirmation bias. Yeah, I was brain farting for a second there, man. This heat's baking my brain.
Yeah, isn't it funny? Rusty talking about how hot it is.
Yeah. Not really. We're under a heat index for the next 4 days. They're saying over 105 every fucking day with our humidity being at 90+%.
Yeah, it's been that way here. We haven't seen a drop of rain in I think a month. It's fucking nuts.
Well, I mean, you guys know, right? With
the
forest fires, right? It's the same thing, right? Like there was no rain up here forever, and then we had weeks where it was 100 degrees for a week in the area that I live in.
That's you guys somehow got summer before us.
It's just
global warming.
Climate change is not a thing. Whatever.
God damn it, Al Gore.
Yeah,
it's Al Gore's fault.
He did. He invented climate change when he invented the internet.
We need to melt those ice caps. It'll cool down.
That fan toys reveal at TFCon, I just went whatever.
Which one?
Like just the dead end, right? So they showed dead end finally for fans toys.
I'm excited for it only because it's not a colored CAD. It's an actual figure.
Yeah, like it looks like an actual product. Yeah.
Years.
What?
Well, so this I'm not doing the combined mode. I just want the bot.
No,
so
no. And but this is the thing, right? Is that I mean, if they're not going to sell it without the chassis, right, without the combiner chassis, then you're still waiting because they didn't actually show product shots of the combiner chassis, right? So are they showing us renders? Right? Mm-hmm. Are they showing us product shots of dead end because they've decided, okay, fuck it, right? Here, everybody, you can complete your set. Or are they still going to stick to their guns and be like, we're not selling this until the combiner chassis is ready, in which case you're not going to get it anytime soon?
That would be the worst decision.
I don't think you're going to see dead ends, Fantoys dead end, until next year. So because they've already announced everything for this year, right?
So really, it was an ironic name in the first place. Because it's a dead end for them.
Yeah, it's a dead end for all you collectors out there, unfortunately.
Not me, because I kept mine. All these... Look, you already see, like, the day after they announced that dead end, everybody in the Transformer groups in search of Stunticons. Like, everybody wants
everybody going back. Oh, everybody who sold them now going back get them again.
I guarantee you Sean sold them Stunticons in 5 seconds. As soon as he made that post, I guarantee you, and especially at that fucking price he was selling them at, I seen them selling just Motormaster at the price he was asking for the whole goddamn set.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's and it was both ways, right? It was people out there looking for all the Stunticons, and people were dumping their Stunticons, right? They were like, "I can get maximum value for this," and that's what they were waiting for,
that's
right?
The way the market works.
All I need to do is wait for them to announce dead end, and I can get maximum dollars for my.
If I had mine, I definitely would have done it that way.
Yep.
Not me, motherfucker. I got mine for real, and there's waiting for their dude to show up.
I just need my last one for DX9, and I'll be good there. I'd never do it again.
I put my Magic Square dead end up there with my Masterpiece ones just as a placeholder.
Okay, so I just mentioned DX9. I swear to God, I saw, was it TM Reviews? Showed a preview for some new DX9 product?
Oh, yeah. But it was Legend Scale something.
Yeah.
He just put up a Magic Square. He did Swindle.
No. This wasn't a review.
No, there was some article. There was some article that he posted shortly around the same time, Ricky, where he was like, "Here's this DX9 thing," and
but where is it?
I'm mad as fuck about that Swindle. Before we get too far down this rabbit hole, I'm mad as fuck about that Swindle because that head sculpt on that thing is fucking spot on.
It was Double Dealer. It was Double Dealer.
It was Double Dealer. Okay, that's what I thought it was.
But why is DX9 going back into the Legends game all of a sudden? That is weird.
Makes money.
I know,
everybody likes Double Dealer.
Well, one, DX9 hasn't done anything in years.
Forever. Yeah.
And essentially, their Legends game basically became New Age. So how the fuck are they suddenly creating new Legends? It's like now they're completely separate.
Well, because it's not because DX9 didn't become New Age.
Like or he's got it wrong.
Like a Toy World thing where just some of them split off.
Well, I mean, the name went with it. Literally, the name, the design, the references all went with New Age.
The person who designed it was probably the one that left. And so he was able to take all that shit.
Yeah, but if you buy all the early New Age stuff, it features DX9 products on the labeling. They were definitely connected at some point, but why would they suddenly, after years of doing nothing, oh hey, here's a maybe it's just not DX9. Maybe you got that wrong.
Why does Keith release stuff under Keith's Fantasy Club and X Transbots?
Has he done anything for KFC?
There's another one.
Not lately, but
there's another. Yes, they did. They just re-released Blasters tapes.
Re-release. They just did nothing new.
Yeah, but they're updated.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And there's another one too. It's X Transbots, KFC, and there's a third one that he does. MMC.
He's not MMC.
No, he doesn't do MMC.
There's another one that he does. There's a third batch that's attached to that whole set.
Don't remember.
It's X Transbots, KFC, and something else.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Although I am interested in that Metroplex. That what is it? Whatever the hell that name.
That YC001 or whatever weird company. That Oh, the Legend Scale Metroplex.
The quote unquote Legend Scale Metroplex does.
And they got a Legend Scale Scorponok too.
They have a plan for it.
Coming right behind 002, so we'll see where that goes.
I don't know. Interested, but not interested at the same time.
Yep. The only other thing I've been doing when I had free time is, I'm working on my car. I also changed the brakes on my Cobalt because I could. Going to the track at the end of the month, so I wanted to be able to stop, so I thought that'd be a good idea. And
what kind of racer thinks about stopping, you fucking pussy?
Yeah, I know.
Like, you remember the old school sepia thing with the what do they call that? Not boxing, they used to call it fisticuffs, like the fisticuffs guy.
Oh, the old
And it's like it said brake pedals. It said
oh yeah,
you have brakes on your cars.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the sissy pedal?
Yeah.
It's got that guy doing that.
Look, brakes just turn your money into heat.
Yes,
that's all they do.
Just
set your money on fire now. You don't need to stop. And I would like to
you
also.
Got a stick shift, man. You got a stick shift racer, dude. You just fucking downshift and slow down. Fuck that bullshit.
No, that's not. No,
it's not really how that works.
I did that once and it didn't work. I downshifted and the whole car went like this.
Yeah, it
lurches. Didn't do anything. And
you don't downshift to slow down that way. You can, but it's also how you explode your engine.
Okay. Yep.
And
I'm continuing to make my way through the Transformers IDW comics when I have free time, and that is pretty much it.
Oh, yeah, I need to get back to doing that too.
Nice. So let's get the quick stuff out of the way for me, I guess. I've gotten some crap in. Still continuing with my Joes. Waiting for them to send me my his tank to see if I want to sell it or not. I got a bunch more Legends in. Cool, we'll call that a day. Kids are starting back to school this week, so summer's wrapping up.
Well, yeah, for a school break, summer's wrapping up. It's just heating up technically.
Yeah, it's not stopping.
That's like literally the last 2 months. Oh, you thought we had summer. That's really what that comes down to.
So I started my new job last time I was on. I was going over there as management, and I remember when I was going through the hiring process, I asked them about, because I'm salary, are they going to make me cover a bunch of hours to save labor, cover all this, that, and the next thing? They're like, no, we don't do that here, and everybody comes to work and shows up and covers shifts because they get paid so much, blah, blah, blah. So first 2 weeks there, I worked 115 hours because guess what? Everybody's calling in. People are sick. We had one girl, and I swear to you, this is going to sound like I'm being regular Ricky sarcastic, but I'm being dead ass serious. My boss came in there and was like, no, he said 12:30 at the latest. My boss came in there and like, so-and-so burnt themselves. They're going home. I need you to go down and their shift. And I was like, man, fuck. I'm in here trying to learn the management stuff and all that. I'm still learning because the IT fucked something up and it locked me out of one system and da-da-da. It was a whole thing. So I was going down there, so I had to sign out of the computer and get all that stuff done. And while I'm waiting, the girl came up there to the office and was like, the boss said that they put some kind of like silver cream, like the silver magnesium or silver sulfide, whatever the burn cream is, and like a bandage and this, that, and the next thing for me before I go. And I was like, yeah, it's right there on the desk. And she reached out to grab it, and I saw this burn. Now, yes, Rusty, quit typing shit while I'm talking. Anybody type?
That's not for you. That's for him. Shut up. Keep talking.
Up on my goddamn screen.
So, because you're on your phone. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, fucking dickheads.
Right.
So fucking, she reached out to grab it, and dude, I'm okay. So we have steamers, steam boxes to cook stuff, and I've done dumbass shit. I'm gonna read it all the fuck I want to. And I'm gonna point it out, Shoki. You're not my fucking boss. So fucking, like we steam stuff in there, and I've done a dumbass move. Usually when we take it out, you either put it on top of the box or you have the next thing that's going to go in sitting on top of the box to move in.
Yeah.
Well, I popped the door and just real quick reached up to grab the next thing. Didn't give it time to vent, so it just
steamed
300 degrees
yeah.
steam. Yeah. Like literally, it turned into a bright red blister like immediately.
Yeah.
I did it's what's called a kitchen band-aid. Like if you cut yourself, a kitchen band-aid is you wrap a fucking bunch of fucking paper towel on it.
Yeah.
You fucking tape that shit on, and then you put a glove over it.
Yep.
That's a kitchen band-aid. You keep fucking going.
Done this.
So I did the same thing. I paper toweled the fuck out of my arm and taped it down, and just kept going.
Oof.
This girl reached in to grab this burn stuff, and I swear to God, this cap is probably bigger than the burn that was on her arm. It was like this. It was like a little tiny blister.
So she basically touched something hot with like just
yeah. And I'm like, and so later after she left, I saw my boss. I'm like, did you see the burn that she had to go home from? She's like, no. And I described it to her. I was like, I think a Band-Aid would be too big for this thing to cover. Like you can't do anything with that. She's like, well, she said she needed to go home. So anyways, it ended up being all that shit. People calling out, people going home, covering shifts and all that. So I'm getting annoyed, and I'm telling her, I'm like, I'm stressing out because you're going on a week vacation, and I'm supposed to be doing all this management stuff, and as of yet, still have not sat in here and learned it. She's like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. My old job called me back. Look, this place is a shit show. It's all gone downhill. People are massively losing weight, not eating. We want you to come back, and they threw money at me, so I went back. I'm back at my old job now.
I was wondering, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So now that'll make me. We'll be back to the old schedule. I'll be more now because this other one, like, dude, it's seriously fucked up. They have a rule in place at that other place where they only have to give you 2 hours notice of your shift. So motherfuckers would literally wait until 4:30 in the morning to call a boss and say, I'm not coming in at 6:30. And I live 45 minutes from this place.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck are you, like, they're blowing up my phone in the fucking middle of the night. Now, I have never, ever, I've called jobs and be like, look, in a kitchen, if you're having diarrhea or active vomiting, you're not supposed to go there. You might have some kind of contagious stomach. So you don't want to be around food. So I have called a job and told them, hey, look, man, I'm literally sitting here shitting myself on the toilet while puking in the tub at the same time. I'm not going to be able to make it into a shift. Other than that, I will go into work looking death warmed over, like fucking dying. And I've been sent home because my boss is like, no, go away. Like, I've had that happen. But calling in, it's literally, I'm shitting myself or I'm puking all over myself. I had a goddamn grown-ass adult, and I don't mean like a young adult. I think this lady was in her 30s. Verbatim, I'm not making this up, verbatim. I'm not going to be able to make it today because my tum-tum is upset. I'm like, what the fuck, you talking to a 2-month-old talking about your tum-tum is upset?
Man.
And you didn't know this at 8 o'clock last night? It took until literally just 2 hours before your shift for you to realize your tummy was bothering you? Like, I don't get why they give them this window. I'm like, they had one call in because they didn't have a babysitter. Bitch, you knew you didn't have it. Your babysitter didn't call you at 4:30 in the morning and tell you make it. You knew yesterday. Why the fuck you ain't called yesterday?
Like, if you're calling in sick at all, why is there a window at all? Like, I mean,
well, my job.
Like,
has,
if I call in an hour,
it's a minimum window.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I call in an hour before and say I can't make it into work because X, what are they going to do?
Broke
They're going to tell you have to come in?
No,
there's emergencies.
They can do that. They can do that, or they can write you up.
Yeah.
Like emergencies are different. Like I'm in the hospital, my wife's in the hospital, my kids. Like, these are emergencies. And again, even the kid one, I'm like, dude, I got 2 of my own. Your kid didn't magically get sick 2 hours before work. Your kid's been sick, and you just didn't call me till now. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
Well,
because they want you to give the window so that you have time to get covered.
You find someone to cover,
Yeah. So that's rule number 1 is they're supposed to. If I'm calling in, I'm supposed to contact my coworkers and get somebody to cover my shift. That's rule number 1 everywhere. I'm supposed to try to get coverage. If all of them say no, I'm supposed to contact my boss to say, hey, nobody will cover. I can't make it in. So then the boss can do one of 2 things. The boss will be like, don't worry about it. We got you covered. And one of the bosses will do it. Or the bosses will call somebody and be like, look, you are coming in today. I don't care. It's your day off. You're coming in. You know, they can do it. And you can do it the nice way. Like, look, I just need you to come in for a couple hours and I got so-and-so coming in a couple. You can break it up however you want to. But that's what the boss is supposed to do. These people just straight bypass all that. They wait last minute. And I told my bosses, like, you really should make that rule different for the kitchen. It makes sense for the facility because it's a medical facility.
Yeah.
I said, but here's the difference. I said, she's like, that's what she said. She's like, it's a corporate rule for the whole facility. I'm like, yes, but you can make individual rules for our section. I said, it works out there because these nurses are already making $25+ an hour. I said, that's number 1. So they love to come in and make time. I said, number 2, they get bonuses for covering shifts. If you come in on your day off, they give you $150 cash money out of petty cash.
Fuck yeah.
Really?
So they're getting bonuses to show up. Our people are making $12, $13, $14, $15 an hour. They're not allowed to make overtime. So they know if they come in, they're having to get cut on another one of their normal days.
Yeah.
And there's no bonus for them to come in. And the way y'all do schedules here are nuts. They don't have a day shift and night shift. When you're scheduled, you go in at 6:30 in the morning. You don't leave until 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. So you're already doing a 12, 13-hour shift. And they do 2 on, 1 off, or 3 on, 2 off. They do like that, like it rotates. I said, so these people are coming off the back of a 36 hours straight at work. None of them are going to volunteer to come in. They don't want to fucking see this place no goddamn more. You're not giving them a bonus to show up and work that extra day. They're all going to say fuck no.
But the funny thing is they do it for the people who make more money, but not for the people who make less money, which is actually the backwards of what you'd think they would want to do.
But herein lies the rub. And I told her, I was like, you didn't want a kitchen man. What you wanted was somebody who's going to come in and backfill all these motherfuckers' schedules because you wanted to be available to go do your stuff instead of having to cover those shifts.
Yep, that's exactly right.
That's not what I came in here for. I'm over here now. I'm cooking. I'm cleaning. I'm prepping. I'm doing all the same shit I was doing at my old job. And technically, it's more money because it was salary, so it was a set higher rate. I said, but when you divide it down by this 115 fucking hours I just worked, I'm making less than what I was making.
Yeah, because they blow out the hours because you're on a salary.
Yep.
That's why I didn't go into management for that reason.
So I went deuces. No, I asked. See, I asked before I came over because I know that's a trick that companies will do.
Yeah.
And she swore up and down it never happened. She has a great squad that never does this.
Of course.
And then it immediately became that. So she lied to me from Front Street. So I don't feel bad about nothing. I left. I went back to I went on a Wednesday. That shit happened. I was off on Thursday. I went up and saw my old job. I would just go up there sometimes just to visit because I'm friends with the people and I like the residents.
Of course.
And they were having like some kind of like cookout thing. So I just showed up just to hang out and say hi there. And my boss is like, my boss again now is like, are you ready to come back yet? Do you hate that place? I said, well, it's funny you should say
just
that.
so happens.
Now that you asked that question.
Yeah. She goes, let me call the owner. And like within 30 minutes, he bounces back with a, give him this much, get his ass back here. I was like, okay.
Right. Yeah.
So that was Thursday on my day off. Friday, I started working there. And that was it. Done deal. So I'm back to my old job again, but for way more pay. So way less stress, way less hours, more pay. Nice. I'm like, yeah, no. And that's like they were all like trying to bust my dick about it. Like, oh, we told you grass isn't greener on the other side. I was like, it had nothing to do about thinking they were better. It was something different. I was supposed to be going over there doing the management stuff. Yeah. As soon as they made sure that I knew that I was just doing the same shit at this job, of course I'm going to come back. I didn't leave here because I didn't like my job. I left here for the opportunity.
To move up and do something else. Yeah.
And as soon as they showed me that's not what was happening, I'm coming
That's
right
an easy
back.
out. Yeah.
See ya.
Mm.
That was easy. I'm done.
So what's funny is our job has a similar minimum call-in time, and it used to be up until an hour before shift. And then, like, of course, you get everybody who abuses the shit out of that. But also, then sometimes when, say, like, I got to work, like, obviously I go to work at, like, 6 a.m. So I'm getting up I used to get up at, like, 5:15 to be at work by 6:30, barely giving myself a little over an hour to get to work, right? And then it came to a point, like, okay, well, like, one time, my fucking car was gone whenever I went out to go to work because it got towed. And like, okay. And like, but the only way I can call in is at fucking 5:45 in the fucking morning when there's literally no one around to fucking answer the fucking phone. So I got to call in and they're like, well, there's no supervisors here right now. And I'm like, well, I'm telling you to tell them I can't come to work. I literally don't have a car. What the fuck do you want me to do? And they're like, well, you'll have to call back after 6:30 when everybody's here. And I'm like, you realize I'll be late by then? I was like, yeah. I was like, why don't you tell them as soon as you get
Who are you talking to?
Just a fucking part-time overnight person. Like, we have like one or two people who are there all night long doing whatever.
Yeah.
And other than that, there's no one there. So the normal shift doesn't come in until, say, 5:30, but then like the main supervisors don't roll in until after 6. But if I've discovered at this particular moment, because I had a 30-minute some odd drive to work, so I had like no time, and they're like wanted to write me up for calling in less than an hour from start time, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't know my car was gone until I went to go get in it. What do you want me to fucking do? And I'm too far away from anyone else to get a fucking ride because I was the only car here. It's like, what the fuck, And I also have to go figure out where my car is. And then, so not only did I miss a day of work, it cost me $350 to get my car back.
How do you find your car when it gets towed? I've always wondered about that.
Call sheriff's department.
Go see where you're parked at.
Yeah.
You see don't
sometimes
park here being
they'll have a
towed.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll be like, if your car's towed, call this number.
Yeah.
And it'll have
yeah. So what happened there was I was at my girlfriend's apartment complex, and they had only recently started doing that shit. But we're like in the very back parking lot. And the thing that pissed me off is there was like a couple people who would park their spare vehicles, because you're only allowed to have like one vehicle per tenant. So they would park their spare vehicles in the visitor spot. So when I got there was no visitor spots, but there were 7 open regular spots. So I just parked there. I didn't intend on staying the night. It just, we ended up
brown chicken, brown cow.
No. It was a much different story than that, unfortunately. So I ended up staying the night. And the thing is, when I found out when they towed my car, it was 10 minutes before I was going to leave the first time.
Wow.
So if I had just left instead of staying, my car wouldn't have got towed. I was planning on leaving. It was like 11 o'clock. I needed to leave. And at that point, I was convinced to stay. But had I just left, unfortunately, there wasn't any of that going on. But it made more sense. I already had my work clothes on and everything, so it didn't make a difference either way. But this is when we were going through our about to break up period, so there was lots of fighting and making up, but none of the bound chicken.
Oh,
none of the bound chicken. Wow.
That's part of the making up part.
That should have been, but it was not. It's just situational. But either way, so that was the first time my car got towed from there, and then it got towed again later, which pissed me the fuck off. But either way, not only that, but I had to find out where the fuck it got towed by because they didn't give us the information. So
I was madly in love with her. I was going to spend the rest of my life with her, but I got tired of my car getting towed, so I broke up with that bitch.
That's not why, but that happened to happen when we were breaking up. So it's just like
that's the nail in the coffin.
It was just a nail in the coffin. It was just like, God damn it. Well, it's also her fault for refusing to move. Like, she could have moved up here with me, and we could have got an affordable apartment together. But no, she wanted to stay down there and live in her mom's dime instead, and have a fucking shitty sedentary life instead of making an effort, because she decided my city wasn't good enough. It's like, bitch, it's 10 miles north of here. It's not really different. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm not going into that. But no, the idea that like calling in at the last minute, like there were people who would definitely wait till the last minute to call in. And one of my
that's purposeful.
Yeah, if
that's
it's
a
purposeful.
2-hour window, and you're calling right at the 2-hour window. That means purposely set an alarm or you're awake at that time and purposely did that shit.
Especially if it's 4:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like in my case, if something goes wrong, I can text my boss because I know he's awake in the middle of the night. So like, whenever I had to go to the ER or whatever, that happened on a Sunday, and I didn't have to work till Tuesday. So I let him know. I was like, hey, I'm in the fucking hospital. I don't know when I'm getting out. You're probably going to need to cover my shift, at least for this first day. But, it's a different story. It's like I didn't wait till the last second. I was in the fucking hospital at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, so I was like, hey, here's what's going on. But, yeah, no, it's just like that. It's good to have that kind of policy, but it does get obviously abused. But the thing is, we also have the reverse policy where they did change it at one point. They said if you were going to need to call in or take a day off, you had to let them know a day in advance. Be like, so what if I don't know that I actually have to take, something happens? And so they started writing people up for situational shit like that and be like, well, I still let you know an hour beforehand. No, but that's not good enough. And I'm just like, but that's literally what you told me.
Advantage of it.
Yeah,
but
the
problem is it's a few rotten apples rotting the whole bitch. That's the problem.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
but then the reverse wasn't true, where they could change your shift last second, even though they're supposed to give you a day's notice. And it used to be 24 hours notice, and then they changed the wording in the contract to a day's notice, and they took that as long as it's the day before. So as long if it's 11:59 at night, letting you know, by the way, you're working tomorrow, not getting your day off you requested, or hey, you come to work. Like what happened to me many times when I was still doing the heavier part of the job for many years. There was one morning I legitimately was moved 3 separate times, like before start time. Like, oh hey, you're doing this, and so I go and I start prepping that, and they're like, oh wait, never mind, we changed it. You're doing this. Okay, so now I'm gonna go start doing this. And mind you, I show up to work early so that I can get my shit together. Do all my pre-work, get everything ready to go for my day to give myself the best day possible. I'll tell you what, 3 people had really good fucking days. I did not. Because it literally came down to fucking start time, and they changed it again. So I got thrown on some random bullshit I'd barely even ever seen before, and I just set up 3 other people for a fucking decent day. Wow. I was like, so at that point, I'm like, well, I know what I'm not doing ever again. It was like, and so it came down to that point where they started just abusing the shit out of the employees, including me. And I'm just like, I'm not really going to play this game anymore. This is fucking retarded. It's like, that's one of the reasons why I don't play their games anymore at work. And I try to tell the new guy, because he keeps falling for a lot of their bullshit. I'm like, they're just going to fucking abuse you and bully you. Don't take their lies. Like, last week they told him, hey, if one person calls in today, we're going to need you to fill in. After you're done doing your normal gig. And so he's like, well, thanks for letting me know now instead of giving me a heads up overnight so I could be prepared for the day. So he started coming in with all of his shit just in case. So now he's got to carry 3 times as much shit with him, and he rides a motorcycle. So he's got to really prep what he's going to bring with him. So he just started getting to a point where he said, fuck it, I don't know when they're going to fuck me over, so I just bring everything with me every day. I'm like, yeah, and that's why they'll abuse you.
Yeah, he's got a work bug out bag.
And you never say no. It's like, well, if I say no, they'll never ask me again. You're starting to catch on.
Then they'll pass that bullshit on to somebody else.
They'll pass it on to the next person.
Either quit bitching about it and appreciate what they got going on for you, and you like it that way, or do something about it. That's one thing I tell people all the time is don't just bitch about it, fix it, or accept it.
It's like, don't bitch. You can't bitch both ways. You can't be their gopher and bitch about being the gopher. It's like you either accept that that's what they're going to do and you take what you're given, or you start telling them no because it's fucking you up. Like, you're getting a bigger paycheck, which is always fun, but you're also getting out there and killing yourself every fucking day. And you're not on the what we call the 995 list. So that's whenever they exceed 9.5 hours. If they do that 3 days in a row, they have to pay you triple time for that time. So That's to keep them from clearly abusing the fuck out of people. But he's not on said list, so they'll put him out there for fucking 11 or 12 hours a day all week long because he's not on that list. I was like, one, you're missing out on more money by not signing that list because you would get the fucking triple time when they inevitably abuse you, you know? And like now, like right now, I could have been at work. They keep asking me if I want to come in and work on Mondays, and I'm like, no. It's like, because you refused to pay me properly the month that I did it. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. It's like, because coming into work for 3 fucking hours and then you don't pay me my fucking double time at the end of the week because now I'm making 6 punches in a week because you've determined that when I come in at the beginning of the week, it doesn't count. And I'm like, no, I'm not playing that game. If you guys paid me right, I would do it. But no, I'm not going to fucking fall for it. So I pushed it off on him. He could also say no. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, he thinks because he's at the bottom, he doesn't have the ability to say no. I was like, you absolutely can say no because they're asking you to do a job that is not necessarily yours to do. Like, you have a very specific bid job. It's like, and you've fucking done this kind of shit, Ricky. You know what that, it's like, that is a bid job. That job is the only job you ever have to say yes to. You can say no to all the rest of it. It's like, but he doesn't pay attention. And I get it. He got himself into a bind. He also likes to gamble. So, like, he fucking, shoots himself in the foot sometimes. And so he's trying to make up for it financially. I was like, okay, but dude, you're also older. Like, he's older than me.
I saw Busty.
Yeah, I've seen Busty.
I never had. That was my first time.
She snuck in. She was grabbing the dog.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You were slow on turning the camera off, though.
Yeah. It don't matter.
She just busted in.
It don't matter.
Like, okay.
Boom!
That's why she's called Busty.
Yeah, that's why she's called Busty.
She busted in.
She busted her way in. Let's see. Do we have any actual like topics that have? Rusty, the thing you sent.
I'm not done.
You're not done with your week? Okay.
The thing I sent. What did I send?
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I'm not done yet.
What do you got?
So I got back into playing some games again. I can't remember if I started telling you all about the Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Started playing that.
Yeah.
Platinum that bad boy. So now I'm just doing like fucking around getting all the extra trophies that they've added that just have nothing to do with platinums.
Sure.
Love that fucking game.
Oh,
love it to fucking death.
Speaking of gaming things, so the whole thing about God of War Game Plus, New Game Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm like just fucking around thinking there's not much else that I can really get in the game. Mm-hmm. And like I didn't even know that there's literally a whole new fucking armor that you get at the end just for accomplishing like the last 3 major fucking things. You get the armor of Zeus at the fucking end. It's like I didn't even know that was a fucking thing. So since we haven't talked,
but I hate games like that though, because they're gonna give you that armor, which is badass and awesome, that you could have used through the whole fucking game.
Would have been nice, you'll have it on the next round. Oh, by the way, so because you've been through this, you know that fucking Valkyrie Queen. Holy fuck, dude! A New Game Plus, she is so goddamn hard.
There's like some kind of glitch to her, like after I beat, I don't do spoilers and all those kind of videos beforehand, but after I beat something, I'll go look up shit. Yeah. There's like some kind of fucking glitch to her, that little ladder you climb up to go fight her.
Yeah.
When she goes to do something, if you drop back onto that ladder and get just a certain way down, it freezes her. Yeah. She stays stuck in like this open pose where you can just jump up, fuck her up a couple of times, and then jump back down and do it all over again. Just watch her until you beat her.
Well, the hard part with that is it's the hook shot kind of thing. So you got to like hook over to the other thing and then come back. So, I mean, like if that works, I would do it because holy shit, dude. I fucking literally spent 3 hours trying to beat her one day and just gave up. I'm just like,
dude, she was a pain in the ass.
They gave her new fucking abilities. They fucking changed all the patterns up. And, like, if you thought she was, like, stupid fast on that drop-down thing before, they fucking made it worse because Kratos is slightly slower now. Like, they actually made it difficult. I'm like, God damn. Like, I was going through just picking up all kinds of other stuff, going to find all the relics, blah, 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 And they even gave you a few extra progression things, like, just to do... I don't think you get trophies for them anymore, but, like, hey, here's another goal you can hit. But, like, and this, when I found out the only way to get the final piece of the Zeus armor was to beat her, I was like, okay, I'll just go do it. I walked through the rest of this shit. Why not? Well, I haven't gone and fought the fucking Berserker King yet, though. Which I'm sure he's fucking harder. But, like, I fucking went, like I said, 3 hours straight. and like couldn't catch her fucking tempo because some of it was like, what the fuck was that? Like, why can't I dodge this? What the fuck is happening? So I started just messing around with all my settings, and I like finally got to a point where I got her down to half health, and she just fucking waylays you, and you're like, God damn it. Like,
yeah, I never even bothered with the game plus. Once I found out like it doesn't actually level up. Like you stopped at 9 on the original, now you can go to 9.1.
Well, you go to 10.
Yeah, like that's fucking stupid. As soon as I found out that how they did that, I was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna play all this game to move up one level. No fucking thank you. No way.
I mean, you do get some cool shit, but no, it's not really that worth it. If there was more game to it, like more story, more something extra to it, sure. But no, there's nothing extra.
This Ghost of Tsushima, because I got it because it came out like a couple years ago, I guess.
It's been out for a while.
I got the collector's director's edition, whatever the fuck it is, the one where they add all the
yeah, because there was DLC.
They literally add a whole other island, which has a whole other its own story, which takes 8 to 10 hours to beat on its own.
And that's what DLC should be. Yeah,
it's not here's some extra skins or here's some extra armor. Like that's stupid to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so continue. Sorry.
So I've been playing that. I platinum the Jedi, the Fallen Order, the new one. That game's awesome. Like I love that. I hope they do a third one. Nice. My kids love it. We sit there and play it together and nerd out and Star Wars talk the whole time. It's fun.
Nice.
They're playing. I bought at the same time. That's what it was. I bought that Ghost of Tsushima and I bought the new Zelda, the Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Or Tears of the Heavens or whatever it's called.
Kingdom.
The new
it's
one.
Kingdom.
Yeah. I haven't even played it at all, and technically, I've watched them play it a little bit. They beat the crap out of it. Like they both have beat it on their own individual switches. Yeah. They loved it. And now my oldest, he's in there right now. Since the minute he woke up, he's on there. He's beating all the little shrines. He's like, I just beat my 91st shrine. There's only 135, so I'm about to beat all of them. Like, rock and roll, dude. Do you?
I watched a video about that yesterday. It was like hardest fucking extra shit to get in games, and apparently getting the fully upgraded fierce deity armor on that game is insanely hard.
Let me ask them what they have.
Yeah, well, because
Gabriel's a grinder. My oldest, he'll get on there. He'll grind the fuck out.
So you have to fight certain things to get certain aspects, and you have to get a certain number of those things. But then you have to get to you can get the armor and stuff remotely easy.
Find crap to upgrade it.
But to upgrade it, you have to get all
Where's
of
your brother?
Yeah, you have to get all of the great fairies, like the great fairy fountains. You have to convince them to upgrade your shit.
Don't let the dogs out.
No.
So not only do you have to have the
don't let her out
resources, you have to have the resources to do it. You have to actually, where each of the fairies is, there's some kind of musical person or group. You have to get them to the Great Fairy Fountain to play a specific song to convince them to upgrade it, if you even have the shit to do it in the first place.
So what was the name of the armor again?
The Fierce Deity armor.
Do you have the Fierce Deity armor?
Yes.
Have you maxed it out?
Not yet, but I'm getting hooked. I know how to get most of the stuff.
I've leveled up to level 2.
What level does it go up to?
Level.
So that Isaac has his at level 2. It goes to level 4. Gabriel, yours is at level.
I don't have it.
He hasn't upgraded.
He hasn't upgraded yet.
I got some collecting all armor to level 2.
Okay. Well, we're asking about one specific thing. Nobody cares about the rest of your stuff, nerd boy. I'm just asking specifically about that one.
All of them are at level.
Because he was saying that he looked online and that it's supposedly like the hardest thing to upgrade is that fierce.
Yeah, because you have to find each single dragon and shoot them with a scale, and if you hit the wrong part, you can't shoot it again until like the very next day.
Actually,
and then you got to do something about musicians and the fairy fountains.
Oh yeah, we have posted that, but actually you can say
sounds like a giant pain in the ass.
You'll notice a glow and you can get the stuff.
Okay, get out of here, kid. You bother me.
Well, good to know. Good to know.
Love you guys. Hey, get this other dog inside. Harley, inside. Come on.
Yeah, Harley, go inside.
This section of Now You Made It Awkward has been brought to you by Ricky's family.
It's been brought to you by Tears of the Kingdom.
Harley, inside.
Up over
Good girl.
What are you pointing at?
His family.
You're actually pointing at me on the actual video. You're pointing
on my screen. On my screen, he's pointing where my kids were.
Yeah, see, you're backwards.
So because mine is the only one being recorded, it's the only one that. Just always assume it's the opposite of what you think it is. Now you're pointing at Rikki.
Yeah, I don't.
Now what am I pointing at?
Your dick.
Okay.
A joy toy.
Because you guys are above me. Or I'm sorry, no, we're above. Actually, that's a weird part.
Below you.
No. Normally, anybody else who comes in, I'm like on the bottom, and you guys are above me. Today, I'm above.
So to speak.
No.
So to speak. Anytime somebody comes in, I'm on bottom. I want you to listen to me say that.
I said below. I did not say on bottom.
Yes, you said on bottom. It's recorded for posterity.
You heard on bottom.
Yeah, and below ain't meant no better. Anytime somebody comes in, I'm below.
Well, Rusty is currently below you and me, so.
Yeah, I'm in a little tiny square in the corner.
Yeah, because you get the little preview of your own shit. We just see everything.
All right, so Tears of the Kingdom is the other one. So off the games real quick. Got John Wick 4.
Yeah, you mentioned that a long time ago.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yep.
It was fine.
John Wick 5.
And then you want me to talk to you about it? Spoiler?
What?
Yes or no before I say anything?
No, what are you going to spoil?
John Wick 4.
Oh, I don't care.
Rusty?
I don't know if Rusty cares.
Okay. He dies.
We didn't need a John Wick 4. Oh, he's dead?
He's dead. Like, dead and buried. Dead and buried.
Good.
Which, first of all, go fuck yourself. Secondly, it made me mad because when John Wick 2 was coming out and he was talking about it on an interview, he's like, I will do these as long as people want to watch them. And these movies are still massive hits, and then they killed them. So now we're going to have to get into some time shenanigans, or he isn't actually dead shenanigans, or they faked it shenanigans. But I don't know how they're going to say. I don't know how they're going to say they faked this, because they show him slowly bleeding out. It's very much.
How about wait, zombie Wick?
Yeah, there we go. Wait, didn't he get shot and fall off a rooftop at the end of 3?
Oh yeah, like bounced off of garbage cans and all that.
Yeah, he fucking fell like fucking 8 stories to his quote unquote death. No. I know that was fake because it was a bulletproof suit, but
but no, this one he's dead. Like they would have to do some shenanigans to bring him back.
There'll be shenanigans. He's Neo. He can't die.
But I mean, like, he wasn't allowed to wear his armored suit thing. Like, he shot the fuck up, like dead. Like, they show him slowly bleed out and watch the sunset die. And then
because this one. Because in 4, he was supposed to be going after the high table, right? Specifically, yeah.
It was good. It was fun. It was a fun movie. Again, it's very John Wickish. I'm not there for any. I'm not there for any deep thought processing. It was fun, and I like the series for what it is. But him saying that he'd do them for forever, and then them killing the main character off, kind of negates that being forever. So I was mad about that.
I think that forever would go away once he got past 60.
You would think so, but look at Tom Cruise. So,
Tom Cruise is insane.
That guy's an alien.
Tom Cruise, he is a lizard person.
He worships an alien. That's not the same thing.
He's made himself a god in their religion.
Yeah. So, the thing I really want to talk about is a show that Kara and I started watching. Late to the game, like the show's already over.
Okay.
But we started watching it, and I'm gonna say, in the last 10 years, this is probably my favorite show I've watched on TV, and it's Ted Lasso.
Okay. Yeah.
We got Apple Plus, and we started watching it. And first of all, it's soccer, which I don't care about. So I know very little about soccer. I know the basics.
Football.
I enjoyed this show so much and so much from it that I literally watched my first ever 3 soccer matches with my youngest. Like, me and him sat up one night just watching. Because he likes it. Like his mom's side of the family.
It's the world's game.
Very big into soccer.
You take that back. Hockey is the world's game.
No, it's not.
No,
hockey's
it's not.
a fake sport.
There's an international ice hockey federation. I beg to differ. Continue.
There's American football in other countries. Doesn't make it the biggest game. The Europe League. They have a European league. So, but no. This show, if you guys have not watched it, go fucking watch it. It's literally only 3 seasons, or get it. It costs like $5. It's nothing for Apple TV.
I don't know. I have a Samsung TV. I feel like it won't work.
It works. It won't work on your. You put it on. You put it on your PlayStation. Now, ironically enough, cannot download the app onto a Samsung phone because I tried.
Of course, you can't.
You can only get it through the app.
Yeah, they won't. They literally won't. Yeah.
You can only
Apple
get the
won't
app
let you
through the Apple through the Apple iTunes store. That's the only place you can get the app from.
Why would they? Yep. Okay, whatever.
Because it's Apple and Samsung.
It's Apple. Man, Apple doesn't fucking care. They want you to do only Apple stuff, but it works through the PlayStation. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you, this show had me laughing. This show had me cheering on fucking sports I don't care about. And it had me, I'm going to tell you, I cried more than one time watching this show. And the best part, they knew it was going to be a 3-part. Like, a lot of people thought that it was going to get affected by the writer's strike and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It was always going to be set up as a 3-part. Like, it's the 3-part story arc. Like, they literally wrapped everything up in the last episode. That was always the plan. So there is no season 4 coming. All the actors and writers have come out and said, nope, we're not doing any more. This was it. But I'm going to tell you that last episode, dude, like the last
episode,
5 minutes of that show, I cried more than I've probably cried since my grandma. Like, it was just fucking beautifully shot. Sad stuff happened, happy stuff happened, but where they got me was the music. So my kids have their own songs. I think I might have mentioned it. Like, literally, because music is a big part to me. Like, music's a really big part of my life.
Yeah.
So literally, when my oldest was born, when I first got to hold him, the first thing he heard was "I love you," and then I sang "Beautiful Boy" to him. So that's his song. And then when my youngest was born, first words he heard were "I love you," and the second thing he heard was "Father and Son" by Cat Stevens. So of course, the show's winding down. You see everything starting to tie up, and then you hear the music kick in, and it's fucking father and son. And it's all about the reason the way they tied his Ted Lasso's specific story up was he was going home to be with his son. Like, he wanted to go back and he'd missed him too much being in England. Yeah. So that storyline, I was going through a 2-week, like, the way the timing worked out with summer break and holidays and stuff. I was going 2 weeks of not seeing my kid. They were at my ex-wife's house. So that song starts playing. I'm over there bawling my face out. Like just beautiful. Just beautiful. And, like, they didn't leave any, like, threads dangling. Like, there has been talks of spinoffs and doing other stuff with some of the characters from it. They totally could. Yeah. But if they don't, they also tied everything up. You know what I mean? Like, it didn't leave a lot of dangling threads.
Good.
And it is one of the first shows that I can remember being so mainstream where they openly talk about men dealing with stuff where we would have been sissies talking about it 20 years. Talking about, like, depression and therapy and shit like that. And it was just fucking beautifully done. Like, I can't recommend it enough. On a 1-10 scale, this thing's a 50. Like, it's damn near, it's beyond perfect. Like, for a TV show. Shot beautifully, acted great, funny, sad. Like, they deal with all kinds of issues. Like, great show. Go watch it.
Cool.
I mean, I've heard lots of good things. I
can't think. The only thing negative I can say about it is that it's over. That's the only negative thing I can say about it, is that it's over.
Damn, I'm getting phlegmy all of a sudden.
Yeah, no, it was me talking about father and son made you sad. It's okay.
No, I didn't take a Claritin this morning, is what it
is. I finished watching C.
You just muted for some reason.
Because somebody was trying to call through my phone.
Oh, okay.
Him.
So I had to hang up the call.
Gotcha. What were you saying, Rusty?
I finished watching C. That was another 3-season series there with Jason.
What was it?
What's his C? S-E-E. Like
Jason Momoa.
Momoa. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Where like there's like children who can see all of a sudden, everybody else is blind.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I saw teasers for that, and I'm like, okay, what the fuck happened to the show? Where was it? It was like probably like Paramount. Probably.
What's the one? I really liked it. It was on Netflix. It was Jason Momoa, where he was like a trapper in Canada in like the 1800s.
You leaving her in here?
I remember.
there's like 2 or 3 seasons of it. He's supposed to be like a native that's helping them with like during like the colonial times and all that stuff.
I remember it because he like has an axe and shit in it, but I don't know what it was.
It was very Last of the Mohicans, but in Canada.
Weird.
And I loved that show, and it just kind of disappeared out of nowhere because then he went into Aquaman. He became Aquaman, and then he just never went back to it. It's on Netflix, or it was on Netflix.
Yeah. I don't know. I know what you're talking about because I remember seeing previews for it, but I never saw it.
Oh, Frontier.
Got
that show is awesome. Like, I loved that show when I was watching it too. That show.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing, like, because I haven't talked about it much. I talked about it with Dormammu. I'm trying to keep up with some.
Nobody cares about Dormammu.
Stuff. I like Dormammu.
He's all right.
I don't even know Dormammu anymore.
I met him. So either way, been catching up on Bleach. The funny thing is, like, I kept thinking that everything came out on Mondays without realizing shit was coming out on Saturdays and Sundays. So like last night I had to stay up late to do laundry. And Jessica went to bed because she was not feeling good after our trip yesterday. I didn't even talk about the trip to Austin. And still had to do laundry, so she had fucking clean clothes to wear this morning. So I stayed up to do that, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Normally, first thing I do whenever she leaves for work on Mondays, I go watch new episode of Bleach, new episode of Jujutsu Kaisen, which actually there was no new episode of that right now.
So we're back to Bleach. We've circled all the way back to Bleach.
Circling all the way back to Bleach, yes.
Cool, okay.
Direct injecting Bleach last night.
Except this one is making a mess, not helping clean it.
Gotcha.
Because everyone is getting killed. Well, lots of people are getting killed, I should say.
Spoiler alert.
That's not a spoiler. People die in that show all the fucking time. But this season was always going to be the bloodiest one ever because the actual shit in the manga was like horrendously violent. Like, it's one reason why they wanted to delay making it, but like, it looks really good. They're adding context. The thing now that the creator has the ability and time to spread out the story he wanted to tell, because back in the day, the fucking Shonen Jump, the magazine that was released in weekly, they basically said, look, you're not doing the numbers you were doing before, so you got fucking 30 issues to wrap this shit up. And so, like, he literally had to shorten his story, and so didn't get to tell certain things, didn't get to show certain stuff, had to just basically cut scenes he would have done that he wanted to do. So now that they're doing the anime literally 10 years fucking later, he's actually allowed to show shit he always wanted to do. Not to mention this, since it's a new art studio, so it looks gorgeous. They're incorporating CG in a good way. Like, the thing, you know, it's a little bit interesting. You know, it's not overpowering, but like in ways they wouldn't have been able to do 10 years ago to an effective manner. So it's a lot better. And Jujutsu Kaisen is weird. So their season 2 starts out with a flashback, like 5-episode flashback to 20 fucking years before. And so like, I blow through the first season. I'm like, good, season 2 just started. And so I started, and I'm like, who the fuck are these people? It's just like, and then you see like
no explanation.
No
either,
explanation
right?
that we're suddenly doing a fucking flashback. And then the final episode of that flashback arc picks back up with now. And it's like, and so it was kind of all like one of the main characters remembering stuff from back then. I was just like, okay. I mean, it was a nice little break between main story, I guess, but it was also giving the villain backstory.
Right.
The hard part was having a main character. So like, the main character is meant to be the one guy, but then like his teacher is such a huge fucking character, and the flashback is mostly about him, that it's like, wait a minute, who's actually the fucking main character in this fucking story? And then you find out technically it's the bad guy is technically the main character, if you want to go there. It's a weird fucking anime, but I like it. Like, I like the characters. I've seen weirder shit, if I'm honest, but yeah, I've been keeping up with that, and I need to check. Maybe the episode dropped this morning, I'm not sure. But it was funny, it's like last week, I'm just scrolling through shit to watch on Hulu when I got home from work, and I'm like, new episode of Bleach. I watched the new episode of Bleach. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, so, I'm like, what happened here? So now I'm not sure what day anything actually drops, because I was just watching it on Monday.
It's just lose track.
I was like, I was just watching it on Monday, thinking it was dropping the night before. It's like, wait a minute, this was available on Thursday. What the fuck? And then again, new episode was available on Sunday. I'm like, what are they doing over there?
Oh, really?
What? Maybe it's just a Hulu thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But here's the funny part. So Crunchyroll is basically like the center of anime distribution of the world.
Yeah.
I guess because of what happened in the past, Viz Media, who is the one who does Bleach, said, fuck you, Crunchyroll. It gets distributed via Hulu instead. It's not even... The old shit is available on Crunchyroll. Right. The new episodes do not go to Crunchyroll.
They're still not on Crunchyroll.
I'm like, I kind of like that. That was a big middle finger to the industry. It's like, you know what? Fuck you. We're going elsewhere. So, but yeah, just... getting back into some new anime instead of rewatching old shit over and over is nice.
Yeah.
Because there's so much out there. And, like, I have a hard time getting into some of these series. Like, One Piece has been on for 1 million fucking years. They're at over 1,000 episodes. And it's like, yeah, I could start that.
But it's 1,000 episodes.
But it's 1,000 fucking episodes. I think it's legitimately like 1,042 episodes or something like that. Yeah. And, like, one of the biggest things ever literally just happened at the end of this current episode. And so I watched a thing about that. So I actually went and watched the episodes, like, leading up to it. And I'm like, I get that I'm just coming in for, like, the end of this particular chunk of thing. But this is so different compared to when I first watched One Piece way back in the day on 4Kids TV, legitimately 22 fucking years ago. And I was like, just seeing the quality of animation go through the fucking roof, like from way back when, it's just like, it would be really hard to start this over knowing that this is what they can do,
That's the same. And every time I see a Simpsons episode from season 1, I just go, fuck, these things.
Season 1 was so hard.
Ugly.
Yeah. Like, this is my argument for, like, when there's a really old series, but it's still good, don't just remaster the old footage. Fucking redo it with the same acting, same everything, same scenes. Just redraw it with today's aspects.
It's not like you couldn't redraw it and just keep the voiceovers. Right?
Literally,
you need to, like, change the voices, right? You just redraw the characters. But anyway, but I'm sure that some people would argue that, well, you're ruining the.
But the old thing can still exist.
Yeah,
there's no one taking that away. We're just giving you a redo of that. And I know some series have done that, and I'm trying to remember which one. Dragon Ball Kai. Or Dragon Ball Z Kai, they actually went back and they redid footage.
They redid it all?
That's all new shit for the most part, whether it's just retracing or cleaning up old animation problems, shit like that. They did do that. That's why that series looks amazing versus the original shit. So, like,
did it with Transformers.
I was going
to go back and fix all the animation.
I've made this argument before, but with Beast Wars, because people say, I like Beast Wars, but that janky CG is annoying. I was like,
yeah.
Well, we have all of those performances in the can. We have
the technology.
We literally could make it look better nowadays.
Yeah.
But leave everything the same. Change nothing except for the visuals.
Yeah.
Like, same storytelling. Don't even change the storyboarding unless there's something that doesn't make sense. Just fix something. But otherwise, like, just redo the series with today's technology, but change literally nothing.
Yeah.
It just, except for maybe the rushed writing at the end, but you can't fix
all that costs money, especially CGI, right? Like, that costs a lot of money.
It's cheaper now than it was then.
It's still money, right? For something that people will probably watch just
AI it.
Jesus Christ. AI is not going to solve the fucking, well, it might.
Dude,
I don't
know. I found out about this last week. There are now AI thoughts.
I don't understand what that means.
THOT.
THOT.
It's like you can have like a robot girlfriend, AI girlfriend.
Dude, so they legit have. Okay, so I saw this because I was like, "What the fuck are they complaining about?" I didn't realize. So one of the people I sort of follow on Twitter, she posted this thing as like, "Oh, so this is the future of internet e-girls," and it's legitimately AI images of females, but they are, except for like a couple issues with like fingers. They are dead perfect and real. And then I started scrolling, so I Googled on Twitter, I searched for one of those names, and so someone runs the account, but all of the images are fake. Every single one of them is fake. Even like going out on a boat, doing all this other stuff, going to events, the outfits, everything is fucking AI generated. But it is photo fucking real. Now, if they start applying that same technology to the porn industry, we're going back to porn making everything better. Now you get to the idea that they can take these fake AI created women and then just make a fully digital, fully realistic looking porn using a character that doesn't even exist. And you can adjust, of course, in whatever
Everything.
you can adjust everything to your liking. And I looked into it. I'm like, this is fucking crazy. Like, if they didn't tell me it was a fake person, with the exception of the one where like her index finger was short and like her ring finger looked like a literal sausage, that was the only actual error in the image.
That's for the grip, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it was weird. But either way, but like, it's, hands is usually the way to. That's the main giveaway when you're looking at some type of AI image. It's finally getting better to define
hands in the 3 dimension of the eyes. Like,
no,
they always have a hard time making
I'll send you. I will send you guys the images.
Thank you.
They look fucking real. It's not nudes. It's not nudes. It's just.
I'm just saying I don't want that in my algorithm.
Where's the hang up?
Well, it doesn't have to be in your algorithm. I'm just gonna send you a screenshot.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna link you to it. But no, it's just
if it's not nude, I don't care then.
Yeah. They exist. They do exist because, of course, Twitter does allow a weird amount of porn on it.
You mean X?
No, don't call it. Twix. I started calling it Twix.
Is that what we're calling it now?
That's what I call it. I call it Twix.
I'm not calling it anything.
Actually, Dormammu made the argument because you got the left side and you got the right side, so it's actually really funny. But no, it's Twix. You should have just left it alone. And other people are making better logos. Even with the X, they like incorporate the blue bird into the X, and it looks better. It's like calling it X was stupid. They could have called it Twitter X, something,
But X gonna give it to you.
I know. Yeah, X gonna give you AI fucking thoughts. So either way, so with you got real girls pretending to be video game characters on TikTok, and then you've got video game characters pretending to be real people on Twitter.
Girls. Porn.
But of course that it's just some fat dude in his mom's basement making this fucking person. But people were falling for it. But the thing is, now it's a whole new level of catfishing. People are believing it. They're doing OnlyFans. They are legitimately making OnlyFans of these AI characters, and people think it's fucking real. Which I mean, why wouldn't they think it's fucking real?
And then these dudes are sending them money, and then suicide rates are going to go up because they're going to find out that their girlfriend isn't even real.
Their fake girlfriend was already fake.
Oh my god, dude!
It was a fake relationship, but you find out it's not even a real person. So it's like super ultimate catfish mode is really what it is. The newest version of catfish is just going to be them chasing down these AI thoughts.
That shit's wild.
But like once you give it the ability, like okay, so now AI. So if you want to talk about how weird AI is getting, like even on my editing software. There's an AI thing right at the end when you're about to publish that says, hey, do you want us to create a title based on your video? And we'll even add a description. Like, it's going to go through my video as it processes and determine a title for it. I was like, no, I would not like that. Thank you. It's like, I really wouldn't.
He likes coming up with his own stupid title.
But even YouTube has that same bit going on. Like, I even looked at YouTube itself when you upload has this thing. And it's like,
well, they have a thing like they'll make like a whole video like where it's actual like AI bots talking.
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying like they're giving you AI assistance. And I was like, no, I think I want to actually use my brain for things, robot. I appreciate you though. Actually, my mom just called. I don't know what that means. She's running early.
So all or one.
Exactly. So let's go ahead.
Speaking of the one,
I was gonna say let's wrap up with this one thing that has been discovered.
What you did there.
One thing.
1 o'clock. One phone call.
No, it's even more interesting than that. So apparently, a Canadian in Toronto. For those of you who don't know, so Magic the Gathering decided to make a set that was Lord of the Rings themed.
Yes,
and the big thing out of all of it was that there was one card called the One Ring, and there was only one printed out of the entire set, out of the millions of copies of cards that they printed for this set. And of course, everyone's been hunting for this thing. And some guy in Toronto apparently opened the pack that had the card in it. And
I got a golden ticket.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it turned into because Post Malone instantly bought that thing off.
Oh, did he?
For $2.64 million.
That's just fucking ridiculous. That goofy faced motherfucker spent $2.5 million on a goddamn.
He wasn't the only one.
Well,
there were other people. They were
bidding on it.
1.8, 2.0. People were basically bidding on this thing with.
I mean,
but what I'm saying is, look, people, dude, I would like just to have a couple extra dollars for my gas tank. And these motherfuckers are spending $2.5 million on a playing card just to say they own it.
On a playing card, by the way, that You can't use in every format, like every tournament format that Magic has, and the card's actually not that good from a Magic ability standpoint. When you read it and you look at the rules and stuff, it doesn't do a fuck of a lot.
The ring itself didn't do fuck all.
It makes you invisible. It just makes you invisible. It makes you greedy.
Yeah, like the weird part, the one ring of power from Lord of the Rings didn't really do fuck all.
Do anything. It didn't do
like, it never made sense why.
Tolkien, but yes, it does. If you think about it, because everybody wants to negate it, but Tolkien was a big Christian. Like those stories are very much based on Christianity thought processes.
The ring was Jesus,
and the one ring, the evil ring, the thing that turns everything evil, literally just makes you greedy. Which, according biblically, is the root of all evil. Is the love of money.
But it did something for Sauron. But for everyone else, it either turned you greedy, or
it didn't do nothing for Sauron. It made him greedy, and he just upgraded himself to be able to get what he wanted. So it's still the whole evilness of that ring is it's greed based.
Well, the other thing is, I think the fact that they created the other rings of power, and the one ring held power over the other rings. So if you had that ring, you were under the control of the other thing. So that was its
but
on its own.
They don't actually show it doing that.
Yeah, they don't ever explain it though.
Yeah, they don't explain that because except for the ring race,
right?
Yeah, and the dwarves. Right. So the dwarves all got fucked off because of their rings.
Yeah, they became greedy. They went down in the ground, started digging gold. Yeah,
they were greedy without the rings. Remember the Arkenstone?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's all greed based.
Yeah. I mean,
the show. Went back and watched the show. I still haven't.
Oh no, I know
there.
A lot of people complained about it, but it's okay. Like,
actually, wait, is it still there? They might have taken it down.
I've still never seen the movies. Remember, I've only ever watched.
Oh, you never watched the Hobbit movie?
What?
I watched the first Hobbit movie, and I saw the last Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh, shout out to Derek B. What? No, that's fine.
This is not a Realm show.
No.
I mean, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Loser,
non-realmer.
Anyway, that's the
on like Tuesday nights just for Shoky to be on. I was talking to a show.
Anyway, that's I'm with you, Ricky. Like that's like the state of the world right now. Is like people are out there spending over $2.5 million on a fucking playing card. That it's gonna be worthless.
Yeah.
Post Malone. You're not gonna walk into your local card shop and find Post Malone playing Magic. So he's literally just buying.
Actually, you might.
No, these motherfuckers don't do that.
He legit does.
He's a huge Magic the Gathering fan. He's actually gone to local game shops and fucking gone and played Magic.
I will say so. Tangentially, famous nerds. What's his name? Oh, fuck, I just forgot it. I forgot his actual name. But
glad you interrupted us for nothing.
Well, no, because I'm trying to. Well, because I got Henry Cavill. Content. I got Henry Cavill stuck in my head because of the whole Witcher thing.
The Witcher.
But I'm thinking of the other guy who is who's massively into D&D. But the whole point was that like he and Sofia Vergara are now getting divorced. So she gave up her very.
So the guy married to Sofia Vergara, is that what I need to look up?
Yes.
To the Google.
He's got a weird last name. He was on True Blood. He was on a bunch of things. He played Deathstroke in the DCEU.
Oh, Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, exactly.
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah. So, but I was thinking about because I watched the whole video where he got his custom massive D&D table made to have all his celebrity D&D people. Their new home they bought had a custom D&D room in it, and I'm like, oh, and she's just gonna up and leave his ass because it's like, oh, he's too big of a nerd. What the fuck? So
speaking of divorces,
just cuts the table in half and takes it.
our prime minister is getting divorced.
Yeah, and have you seen all the other people he's spending his time with lately?
I know.
Yeah, not saying anything, but either way.
I don't know what you're talking about. Has he started playing
wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with
that. Wrong with it. Okay, so he's coming out of the closet. That's fine.
Oh, he's not. He's definitely not.
No.
Publicly, at least.
No.
But either way.
Anyway.
Look, politics is a shit show regardless of what country you're in right now.
Yeah.
Even if it's not a real country.
Hey, do you want to talk about UFOs?
Not at the moment. I have to go.
Do you actually have to leave?
Yeah, it's
how
getting
does
there.
a fake country fuck up politics? Like you're made up, so you could just make politics better.
Because we tried to base it off of the political system out of the UK, which is no better. So actually, it's probably worse.
Then you mixed in some French, and it all just got fucked.
And then like the American fucking politics bleeded into our society.
Oh, sure, that's our fault, right?
Y'all be proud of me. I actually watched the whole video where they do talk about Canadian politics, how they do watch American politics. Like
absolutely.
Not anymore. They can't.
They watch what we're saying and doing because it directly affects them.
Yeah, but the funny thing is they just made it illegal to watch said things. So about that. They're like, nope, you don't get to watch any American stuff anymore and get any of those ideas.
Actually, it's news in general. So
yeah, news in general.
The
watch our news only.
Like Facebook, Google,
how do you not live in 1950s Russia?
Social media is not allowed to display news links in Canada anymore.
You can't share links from outside of Canada anymore.
It's not social media, it's socialism.
No, you can. You can. If
you can't click on them.
Linked. No, you can.
Oh, okay.
If I take the link from like CBC, right, and share it, that's fine.
That's because CBC
is not allowed to create their own news article based on stealing information out of and give you a link, right? So you can't click on news links in Facebook, but you can share the links between each other. So that's where it has to do with like it's revenue sharing type shit again, right? They're basically like, they wrote that article, they should get paid for it. You are not allowed to steal their information and just share it around in your ad space on the left side. And that's where the legislation comes in. It's weird. Like I'm with you, Ricky. It's like bordering on
that's definitely
like dictatorship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I see what
if they're telling you what you can and can't see at any given time, that's literally a dictatorship.
I mean, they're not. They're basically saying like the other media platforms are not allowed to take that monetize off it without them getting a piece.
Can you watch it on your TV? Could you watch Fox News or CNN on your TV?
Oh yeah. Of course, right. I mean, it's just.
But it's online. It's an online thing.
Yeah. They haven't locked it down.
Yeah. So
All right, so we gotta start wrapping up.
No, we have to wrap up because she actually got there early and they already took her car back. So,
okay.
Yeah. So she was supposed to get there at noon and then hopefully take a little bit. No, she got there at fucking 11:40 and they already jumped on that shit. So
gotcha.
Yeah, do gotta wrap it up because I gotta go pick up my mom. Yep. So guys,
do your shoutouts.
Doing all the spiels. So guys, of course, go check out all the links in the description down below that didn't get cut because Rusty came back, at least for now.
I voted for Mike to stay. Mike, I voted for you.
No, you didn't. Fucking liar.
I mean,
we literally had a conversation about it.
I don't care what links are in there because I didn't even know mine were in there for the longest time. So I don't give a shit.
Well, the other thing is nobody clicks on this shit anyway, so it almost doesn't matter.
Nobody goes to links in a video.
I can see the click-throughs.
Description doesn't matter.
No one goes to the description. I could literally put some of the worst stuff down there and nobody would ever know. Ricky's nudes could be linked down there and nobody would click on it.
OnlyFans AI
which
photos.
They are.
Yeah, Ricky's OnlyFans AI nudes are down there. So either way, they're not.
It's my head on Carmen Electra's 1995 body.
No thanks.
Running.
No thanks. No thanks.
Running slow motion.
Slow motion.
Wait, we're gonna have a top 5 one day of supermodels that went downhill really fast after 1997.
That's why I specified 95.
Yeah,
I did.
Carmen Electra was one of those. So either way. So guys, like, subscribe, do all the thingies. Numbers should go up, please. Thank you, and we'll see you all next time. And with that,
bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats.